The man is right here. The man is right here, brother. You better come get me because I...
Sports Arena. Good crowd here tonight, and we've got the Assassin with me. For those folks of you just joining us along our network in the state of Washington, Yakima, up in Seattle, we had an explosion here this past Tuesday night in the arena, and the AWA Heavyweight Championship, World Heavyweight Championship was held up. That was when the grappler met Curt Hennig. Also in that match, the Assassin was suspended. Now, one thing we want to make very clear here is that the Assassin, before he was suspended, became the TV champion. So you've got the TV championship.
That's right.
But you can't defend it now.
I can't defend it until the suspension is lifted, you know, and as soon as it is lifted, I guarantee you I will defend it.
Portland, to take a look at the new World Heavyweight Champion, Daddy. It's on its way.
Well, what he's referring to is that on March 5th, that belt that was held up is going to be on the line. Curt Hennig will be coming back into town to go against the grappler on March 5th to decide the AWA World Heavyweight Champion. Here's Don Owen to make the announcement of this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event will be one fall. Introducing in this corner, 247 pounds, the grappler. His opponent in this corner, 236 pounds from the South Pacific, Coco Samoa.
Don Owens, you forgot to tell these people that I'm the Northwest Heavyweight Champion and soon to be AWA World Heavyweight Champion.
You'll have to prove that March the 5th, boy.
This guy really gets carried away, doesn't he?
Well, you know, one thing about the grappler is he's like a junkyard dog, you understand? He is tough. He does take those short tactics, but you gotta admit he is a tough wrestler, or he would not be the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion. But he does have one of the toughest men in professional wrestling today in Coco Samoa tonight here, you understand? By no means is Coco Samoa a pushover, you understand? You talk about a tough Samoan, you talk about a hard-headed Samoan, you talk about Coco Samoa. So people holler and check that boot, you understand? They know what this grappler is all about, and they should be checking that boot.
Yeah, that's what they're yelling right now, is check the boot. You know, I think that you talk about Coco Samoa's hard head. I think his head's almost as hard as that boot of the grappler.
You're not kidding, you understand? And we have to admit that Coco Samoa is former Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion himself, you know. So here we have a former Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion going against the Northwest Heavyweight Champion, the grappler, but the title is not on the line.
No, this is not a title match. Look at that now.
There you go. You see, now that's what I mean. The grappler definitely has something in that boot. You know, this is what caused me to interfere in this world title match Tuesday night. It caused me to get suspended, caused the world title to be held up, you understand? And now on March 5th, this night, there will be no TV at all on March 5th, you understand? AWA world title held up, grappler versus Curt Hennig. Who will be the world's heavyweight champion?
Looks like we're going to start out with a little boxing match here between Coco and the grappler. Yeah, both men lock up. Grappler, series of side headlocks. And now it's Coco.
You know, Don Kosh, and now the grappler reverses it. Let's talk, you know, let's look at all the great wrestlers they have here, you understand? You gotta start with the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions, Steve Dahl and Scott Peterson, okay? Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions. Then you look at Coco Samoa, you look at Mean Mike Miller, you look at the American Ninja, okay? You're talking about some great athletes, Billy Two Eagles, you understand? Avalanche, Rip the Crippler Oliver. I mean, you got some of the toughest wrestlers, you understand? Moondog Moretti.
Oh yeah, it doesn't get any better than Portland Pro Wrestling. When you talk about action wrestlers, this is it. This is the Mecca right here. Portland Wrestling from the Portland Sports Arena and Don Owen Promotions. and Barry, and no matter where you guys may be throughout the entire Northwest, that's where the action is.
That's right. You know, I don't want to leave Art Barr. You know, I'm talking about great wrestling athletes, great wrestling ability from all these great professional wrestlers, you understand? Don Owens gives you the best in professional wrestling.
And we got two of the best in the ring right now with Coco Samoa and the Grappler as both men lock up again. And now it's Coco with a side headlock on the Grappler. He'd like to get a boot lock on the Grappler, but nobody can seem to do that. Sandy.
Mean Mike Miller, you understand? Mean Mike Miller, another great athlete. Beautiful tackle by Coco Samoa, leapfrog, arm drag on the Grappler. The Grappler stunned, surprised, don't know what's going on. Coco Samoa ready for it, baby. You know, Mean Mike Miller, he's got a chance at the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship match next Saturday night, you understand? Mean Mike Miller, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I predict Mean Mike Miller will defeat the Grappler right here next Saturday night for the Pacific Northwest title.
Okay, mark that one down. Larry Need out in the bus there. Mark it down, Larry. Assassin says Miller's going to take it next Saturday night against the Grappler. Well, Miller is ready. Man, he was hot up here.
Determination, you understand? Like I said, Grappler determined that he will get the world title on March 5th. Mean Mike Miller determined that he will get the Pacific Northwest title next Saturday. Hey, when you talk about determination, it was written all over Mean Mike Miller's face when he was out there for that interview, you know. I've been up and down the roads with him, and I can see it in his face. He is determined to get the Grappler right here next Saturday.
Look at that. Sandy Barr said, drop him. Drop. And so Coco did. That wasn't exactly what Grappler meant when he said he's got to release me. Coco just, he just released him, backed away, and Grappler went down head first on the mat. This is a one-fall match, and it is a non-title match, Grappler and Coco Samoa. Now, we could not get an angle on that. Couldn't tell if it was a fist.
The Grappler taking those shortcuts. I understand, Kosh, that we have a new wrestler coming in the area, Golden Boy, Mike Golden, you understand? From past experience of seeing this man wrestle, he ain't a stepping stone by no means, brother. He's a man to be reckoned with.
Yes, in fact, we've got a photo of him. We might be able to show that a little bit later. We also have a tape that we're going to be showing you, that a tape that was sent to us by Kurt Hennig after last Tuesday.
Look at the determination in Coco Samoa's eyes as he looks over at the Grappler, you understand? Grappler Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, Coco Samoa, former heavyweight champion. Coco, a very, very serious man when it comes down to stepping in that squared circle, you understand?
You bet he is. And he just took a shoulder tackle from the Grappler. Took a boot right in the midsection from the Grappler. Oh, Grappler just brought down that knee right in the middle of the back of Coco. Grappler all over Coco Samoa. There's a 2 count. Coco gets his left shoulder up just in time. Now look at that. Grappler just, he just does anything that he possibly can to just hurt and injure his opponent.
That's right, Don Kosh's Grappler will stop at nothing. That's why I say it's going to be very interesting on March 5th to see who will be the world's heavyweight champion. Will it be Kurt Hennig or will it be the Grappler? There's no determining this, you understand? One of them will be the world champions for sure, but it's unpredictable.
Absolutely it is. That's what makes this sport as great as it is. This whole thing is so unpredictable.
Yeah, that's why I can't stand. You don't know how bad, Don Kosh, I feel sitting here knowing that I'm under suspension, knowing that I can't step into that squared circle or will never be able to wrestle in Pacific Northwest again. I mean, it really tearing me apart inside.
Well, I know that you'd like to be in there with Coco right now. And Coco right now would probably like to be about anywhere else as he's getting his left arm stomped and romped and stomped by the Grappler. Oh, right on the bicep. Wow. Oh, that's got to be so painful. And now Grappler working on an arm bar as the crowd now providing that fan power, getting behind Coco. Oh, They love Coco here at the Portland Sports Arena.
All right, how can you not love a great athlete like Coco Samoa, you know? There goes the grappler pulling the trunk, you understand? You know, Don Costin, Washougal, Washington, they got a big bunkhouse battle royal. That means come dressed as you are to Washougal, Washington. Big bunkhouse battle royal, you understand? Then in Hood River, they got a big, great wrestling night at the Armory there, you know, and Hillsboro, another big night of professional wrestling this Friday night. And then next Saturday night at the Portland Sports Arena, Pacific Northwest heavyweight title on the line. Mean Mike Miller facing the grappler.
Oh, the grappler just hung on to that left arm of Coco's as Coco was trying to get out of the grasp of the grappler, and unsuccessful so far. As the grappler hangs on to that arm bar. He's got that pressure point there at the elbow and the shoulder. That, I know that looks like, that looks maybe just like a regular normal hold, but that has got to be a tremendously painful hold.
Yeah, the pain that goes through the elbow and the shoulder area, you understand. Grappler taking advantage of Coco's arm right now. Yeah, a lot of pain going through Coco Samoa right now, and he's gonna have to pull the same determination that Art Barr had to pull a little while ago. He's gonna have to get those people behind him. They give you that determination, and that's what counts. You understand?
Grappler still with that arm bar. Oh, and Coco just a slap, but it didn't have much effect on the grappler. As the grappler just puts Coco down, and now he stomps on Coco's left arm. There's another example of if a man doesn't have a weak spot, you try to create one, you stay on it.
Samoa with a big headbutt rocks the grappler. The grappler in a lot of trouble now. What a headbutt.
Oh, that was tremendous, and grappler just kind of...
Yeah. Samoa, brother, you can see the fire in his eyes, Jack.
That's like a Samoan volcano about to erupt. Here comes grappler, and down goes grappler. And Coco is exploding all over the grappler right now. There goes a whip, reversal whip, into the ropes goes Coco.
Wait a minute. One.
He didn't have it. There's another headbutt. And grappler
tied up now. Coco Samoa's got the grappler tied up. Oh my God, this is really getting it.
And Coco says, just let me have him. Wait a minute. What's that? What was it?
What are these things? The destroyer. Another destroyer, both men jumping Coco Samoa, the grappler rolling out of the ring, and there's not a thing I can do about it. I can't stand this.
Who are those guys?
There's Billy Two Egos. Go, Billy.
Well, I don't even know who those guys are. They're in Hood.
I know one of them is a destroyer because I seen him Tuesday night, you understand? This other big goof with a mask on, I don't know what he is.
Well, he's getting out of there.
Billy Two Egos saves Coco Samoa, man.
Hansen going against Tom Pritchard. Pritchard, the holder of the title. This is going to be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match for the TV title. Tom Pritchard, 2:15 out of Houston, Texas. Stan Hansen at 3:15 out of Borger, Texas. And we're underway. Boy, Hansen really tying into Pritchard. Got him with the upper arm coming off the rope. Pritchard thrown out of the ring. Stan Hansen going out of there after him. Now Pritchard waiting for him in the ring. Hansen climbed through the rope. Boy, this Hansen is big. The boot. Pritchard's head into the turnbuckle. Hansen looks like he's about a foot taller than Pritchard. No, drops down with a lower leg. Pritchard fired into the rope. He kicks Hansen. That slows him down a little bit. First time he slowed down since he came through the door. Pritchard, what a move. This time he gets Hansen off his feet. Tom Pritchard, proving he's a TV title holder to be reckoned with. He fires Hansen into the turnbuckles. Hansen out of the corner. Pritchard drops down, covers. Might be it, 2. Only a 2 count. Hansen able to break out of it at the count of 2. We're a minute 25 seconds into the action. Hansen now with that big boot. 3 kicks. Pritchard down on the mat. Stan Hansen with a body slam on Tom Pritchard. Drops with the upper arm. Covers one. He picks him up with a hair at the count of one. I don't know if he could have held him there for the pin or not, but he did not take the opportunity. That might cost him. Tom Pritchard going back after him. Pritchard giving away 100 pounds to this guy in weight. And lots of height. Pritchard successfully defended the TV title on several occasions. He beat the man that held it the longest, Kevin Sullivan. Hansen, forearm. Stan Hansen. Tom Pritchard fired into the rope. Hansen. Pritchard flips it down. Two count. Thought maybe Tom Pritchard had him. That's one of those situations where Pritchard used his head. He was trying to use Hansen's weight to Hansen's own disadvantage. Worked for a count of two, but he couldn't hold him for three. Drop kick by Pritchard. Hansen off his feet again. Pritchard in there after him, maybe a little too quickly. Hansen nailed him with a fist. Then an elbow. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. Hansen had his feet up on the ropes, but the referee didn't see it. He's going to award the trophy, and he's going to award it to Stan Hansen. Hansen, the new TV title holder, as he has just won the trophy.
Boy, don't be scared. Let me tell you something. This is the best y'all got to offer. Where's the key? Where's that title laying on the beach puffing cigars? The man is right here. The man is right here, brother. You better come get me because I am staying.
Well, Jonathan Boyd once again attacks Gavigan with a flag this time. Boyd attacking Gavigan like he did last week against somebody else. But now Boyd, look at him pounding on Gavigan, Rusty.
It's the same old thing, Steve. He said he was going to do it again, and he's doing it. I mean, last week he said, and of course, Miss Fantasy, he included her in on this. So any help he said he could give her, but right now he is up there doing a number on him.
He throws Gavigan down as he was choking him. Here he comes, takes Gavigan, throws him out in the ring. This is the ringside facing towards us. And you see him reaching in, grabbing Gavigan as Gavigan tries to get up on the apron. And Boyd is going to help him because Boyd wants to punish him as much as he can. Referee Harry Chandler has got his hands full with this sheep herder this week once again. And he's asking for the bell. He's asking for the bell. Another disqualification on the sheep herder, I'm sure, because he has to break the chokehold at the count of 5, and he's not doing it.
That's right, Steve, and I'm glad to see it because Jonathan Boyd shouldn't even be up in that ring as far as I'm concerned. The way he is, it's not even wrestling. It's complete brutality the way he's doing things up there right now.
Well, here comes Scott Casey. He's coming from over here in the crowd. He was sitting back kind of watching things, and Casey comes and Boyd runs. Jonathan Boyd quickly runs, and every time that Casey comes after the sheep herder, that sheep herder gets out of there in a hurry. And the sheep herder knows better, I think, Rusty.
Well, you know, most sheep run anyway, and that's probably what they do.
Well, the sheep herder is gone. Scott Casey is down there at ringside trying to help Al Gavigan out of the ring. Gavigan, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, he didn't get to stay in there very long with Boyd as Boyd attacked him with that flagpole to start it all out. And now Gavigan being helped out of the ring by one of our other referees, Charlie Cola. Let's go into the ring now where Mark Nolte has Scott Casey.
Scott Casey, what possesses sheep herder Jonathan Boyd to be doing the things he's been doing?
Me. That's what possesses him. I'm tired of yelling. I just want to fight now. You know, they say actions are louder than words. And I don't know what it's going to take to get this man in the ring with me. I've beat him over the head. I've given him concussions. And he wants to take it out on everyone else to get back at me. Well, Boyd, all you've got to do is put your signature on that contract. You know what they look like. You've been looking at them for years, and so have I. I've got an open contract with you. If you want to do it here, if you want to do it out in the cow manure in the back, it doesn't matter to me, brother. I just want to take you on somewhere. You think you're going to run roughshod all over Texas? Well, you're doing a damn good job of it, but you ain't finished me off. I've been in this business just as long as you have, and I know every trick in the book that you know. And if you think I'm going to take one step backwards from you, you're sadly mistaken, pal. If you want to get your butt in this ring now, if you want to do it at 2 o'clock in the morning, or do it tomorrow night on the moon, I don't care. I'll take you. I am damn tired of you coming out here and trying to ruin other men's lives in this ring just to get back at me. I may have humiliated you a little bit with that board, but if I ever get you back in here again, I'm going to stick it where the sun don't shine.
Right now, 1 fall and 30 minutes in time. First introducing the challenger, wrestling from Kansas City, Missouri. Here is Robbie Reed. And her opponent, the U.S. Ladies World Champion, wrestling out of Nashville, Tennessee, it's Debbie Combs. 1 fall, 30 minutes in time. Kevin Christian is the referee. Okay, second of our title matches, and I certainly hope that this one has an opportunity to go to a conclusion. The first one got messed up by Gilbert and the Eliminators. Referee Kevin Christian clears the decks. Bell time, and here we go, Dave.
The champion, Debbie Combs, coming out of the corner. Not only is she the title holder, she comes from a great wrestling tradition.
Oh, yeah.
And she's going against Robbie Rage, who just missed right there as Debbie moved out of the way.
I was going to say that's gold, but I remember I'm colorblind, so it's probably not.
It is gold, as a matter of fact.
Good.
The golden outfit of champion Debbie Combs.
Down on the deck, and it may have been a handful of hair, as I think the referee suspected the way her head popped back exactly was that. And I saw what he saw. The head popped back again.
Had to be some hair pulling involved there, and when you see the head snap back just like that, the referee was there.
Robbie Rage challenging Debbie Combs, and the first time, maybe ever, I'm not really sure whether we've had a U.S. Title match, ladies title match here on television or not. Dave?
I don't believe we have. We've had USWA ladies title match on TV, but I think that as far as the U.S. title goes, I think this is the first.
Okay, Debbie, she's got a handful of hair, and then comes up with that standing drop kick. Pow! She caught her right square. 1, 2, but I won't get it. Shoulder rolls up at the count of 2, and that's enough to break the count. Debbie with a reverse whip by Robbie Rage. Sunset flip, over she goes, 1, and she didn't get it again.
Robbie was able to keep the shoulders up off the mat. They were very close to the ropes, too. I think she might have been able to get under that bottom rope had she had to, but she didn't. The match continues. Debbie's got her back in the corner.
Oh, this may hurt. Right down on the back.
No doubt. That hurt me all the way over here. Ooh, look at that.
Catapult as Debbie Combs fires the challenger across the ring. So much fun, she's going to try it again. And down goes Robbie Rage all the way over in the other corner. She did the smart thing. She rolled out of the ring. She's got a count to get back in, and she better go back and regroup, or her challenge is going to go for naught right now.
I think Debbie Combs has been able to show us here, too, in this match, that in women's wrestling, they can do those wrestling moves, too. She has really put some fine moves on Robbie Rage during this match, and as a result, Robbie's been kept off balance most of the way. Ooh.
Grabbed that hair and popped her chin with her throat right on that top rope, and that's one way to turn it around. Not a dumb move, illegal, but it was certainly not a dumb one. Snaps Debbie Combs back into the middle of the ring, grabs the hair again, drapes her over that top rope. You were mentioning the heritage that Debbie Combs has. Cora Combs, I think many of the wrestling fans around the country remember for some of the older fans, and I certainly do, as Debbie takes a shot and then an almost elbow, but I think she cleared it enough to get the broad arm.
I think Cora Combs held the women's title for longer than anyone ever has. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. She did. She, I think, got 1, 2, 3. We got a winner. Still the champion, Debbie Combs comes through with a victory over Robbie Rage and holds on to that U.S. ladies title. We've still got plenty of action. We talked.
Will be one fall. Introducing the man in the ring. 240 pounds from Idaho, Moondog Moretti. Introducing in this corner, introducing in this corner, 228 pounds, the sensational Beetlejuice. Referee, Sandy Barr.
Well, I think we're getting ready to get started here.
Hey, is my mic working, Carson? Is my mic
Your
on?
mic is working and your mouth is certainly working.
Apparently moondogs are afraid of rats.
Well, that is Crowbar. That's Crowbar. And that happens to be Beetlejuice's juicer rat.
Hey, what's it? What's it?
He's yelling at you. Can you read lips? If you can, we apologize for that. All right, Moondog Moretti and Beetlejuice. This place is, look at this place out here, Scotty. This place is packed tonight. There.
Yeah, they're all here to see me.
Oh, really? That's what your mama told you, right?
Shut your mouth, Carson. Let me tell you, I tell these people what's coming up tonight. They're going to see Rip the Crippler Oliver. Ridiculous guy that he is. He's all man at the grappler, so I guess they're going to have the big showdown tonight.
Big grudge match. And you and all the other wrestlers are going to be outside the building. You know that, of course. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
You're going to be escorted by security guards outside the building. There'll be no other wrestlers in the entire building.
We can't even stay in the locker room?
No, you can't stay in the locker. You're going outside. You're going outside during the grappler Oliver match.
Look at Beetlejuice. He reminds me of Pigpen on the Peanuts with all that dust and germs floating around.
What is that? Powder all over the place. That's Beetlejuice. That's what it is.
Disease. It's like the plague. It's like locusts.
It's
like a plague, the bubonic plague flying through the air.
Well, Moretti may feel like he's in there with a big germ or something. Hey, look at this. Look at this. The guy is I don't know. He's in another dimension, Beetlejuice is. Well, you look at that.
And notice Beetlejuice's father, Mo Barr, doesn't do a darn thing about it.
Powder and stuff. Now he kisses him on the forehead.
That's disgusting.
And out goes Moondog Moretti. He's rubbing his face on the apron of the ring.
Juice germs. That's gross. That's like the cooties, Carson.
Oh, come on.
Hey, what's coming up, Carson? I already got some big bash, some celebration for this the sports arena's 21st anniversary or some nonsense.
That's right. On October the 24th. Mark this down. October the 24th. That's Tuesday, Scotty.
And which anniversary is this?
The 21st anniversary of the Portland Sports Arena, the House of Action.
So the building's 1/3 as old as you are, Carson.
Oh, that's real cute, huh? Let's all laugh in
Where
unison.
are we going to be this week, Carson? Where are we going to be?
Well, hey, mention the fact that is going to be a big birthday bash. Don Owen is putting together a super card for that Tuesday night.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to put all the candles on the cake for his birthday, and the building's going to burn down.
Oh.
Anyway, Monday the 9th will be in Longview at the Armory. Matches start at 8 p.m. Tuesday the 11th at Corvallis at the Armory. Matches start at 7 p.m. Set your watches for 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Thursday night at Woodburn, 7 p.m. at the Armory. Set your watches there. Friday the 13th, Eugene, the fairgrounds, 8 o'clock.
Ooh.
A big 10-man battle royal. What?
That's Friday the 13th. You're going to be there?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Is Jason going to be there?
Huh?
Is Jason going to be there?
Jason might be your opponent that night.
Well, who cares? Anyway, they got a big 10-man battle royal. Reservations 484-0840. And then back here in the sports arena. And things really pop because then Sunday the 15th, Prineville, Oregon. Monday the 16th, Roseburg. Tuesday the 17th, Astoria. Wednesday the 18th, Gresham. Thursday the 19th, Salem.
Oh.
Wait a minute!
Beetlejuice wrapped up in the ropes, and out goes Moretti. Yes, sir. Moretti thought he had him in the ropes, and you... Just when you think you got Beetlejuice.
If Moretti would have connected with that, you would have seen the bug juice go splat on the
Well,
pavement.
you didn't see that, though, because he didn't.
That's about 300 pounds on a 6-foot frame there. That's a big, hardy man.
Yes, it is. Inside he
Boom.
goes. Hardy man and all has just been whiplashed inside. By the way, we're talking about next Saturday night. Mark this down, the 14th. Next Saturday night, kids free at the Portland Sports Arena. Yes, when accompanied by paying adults, all kids are free. That's right. That's right.
You know what, though? I got to make some analysis here, because apparently you don't do any analysis on these matches. Bug Juice had the man going, and he went out to have refreshments and chit-chat with the people gathered there at ringside. That's stupid. He should have stayed on his man while he had the advantage, and quite possibly he could have got a victory. I don't see any chance of him beating Moondog Moretti if he's going to continue to do this kind of thing.
Well, let's just see what happens as both men lock up against the turnbuckle. Repeating once again that on Saturday night, October the 14th, all kids will be admitted free of charge when accompanied by paying adults. There you go.
And then they got that TV tournament next week.
Wait till Madrill finds out about that.
The what?
Yeah, wait till Madrill finds out about kids free next Saturday night.
What about that TV title tournament next week?
That's right. Next Saturday night, the TV title television championship tournament. And
what cost?
Wait a minute. Hold it. We have a correction to what I just said.
Around the pole. No, Steve Moretti's too smart. Ah, big drop kick. He thought he was too smart. Come on, Moretti, get up. Well, some fan just got him a Beetlejuice jacket souvenir. Not that they'd want it. Big backdrop.
Hold up.
He could knock out a sacroiliac going a backdrop on a guy the size of Moretti. Knock out the whole lumbar region.
Is that near Portland? Hey, listen, we've got a correction, apparently. On Saturday night, October 14th. I'm just going to read what this says right here. What is next Saturday night? Is that the 14th?
Yes, cause it's Friday the 13th.
All right.
And so that'd be the day after.
Hang on.
Stay on him already. Stay on him.
All right. A correction here. All kids will not be admitted free next Saturday night. Apparently Al Madrill stepped in and did something. I know.
Oh, a big elbow. You made a blunder, cause you never see me making blunders like that.
Hey, Madrill was responsible for the blunder. Beetlejuice kicks out after the count of 2, and Moretti's he's wondering now, what do I got to do to put this guy away? Listen to this crowd. The crowd is Beetlejuice
don't
mania.
headbutt the Bug Juice. He's got no brain.
It hurt him. He got backlash on that headbutt.
He looks a little woozy.
Here he goes. Oh, that doubles up Beetlejuice.
Now, what about this TV title, cost? Now, everybody knows the TV title. Whoever wins the TV title will be the #1 contender for my Northwest heavyweight title.
Well, let's put it this way. They will be the #1 contender for whoever is the Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion at that time.
Which would be me.
Well, we'll find out later on tonight.
You know what,
You got Rex.
Big boot in the midsection.
There's one Rex King standing in your way.
And a fist drop right to the chin. Oh, right on the money.
Man,
and Beetlejuice got a glass jaw, too.
Beetlejuice is, his eyes are glassy, right? I think his eyes are glassy. Hard to tell.
Because Rex King stole my belt. He could not beat me. He stole it. He stole the belt, didn't beat me. So the thing is, I'm not even worried about him. I'm going to beat him tonight, and whoever wins the TV championship will be the #1 contender for my title, my championship.
Well, the names will be drawn tonight to determine who's going to be in the tournament for next Saturday night. Here comes Moretti. That top rope.
Dog getting Moretti.
Oh, baby, that is 300 pounds. It's off the top rope. Oh, he's going to be out of it. What? I can't believe it. What possessed Beetlejuice to I think he was unconscious. He was unconscious on the first 2 counts.
It's these people.
Oh, the fans are...
It's this people support, this fan support that stirs the Beetlejuice
fan
on.
Fan power, partner. It's fan power. Now look at Moretti. What's he got, a nose lock on Beetlejuice? What are you doing to him?
What's he doing to him? Oh, man. He's resorting to anything he possibly can, Moretti is, to try to put Beetlejuice away. But he has really got to be confused right now and very, very frustrated and flustered.
Wasn't Beetlejuice confused before he walked in the building, though? Just look at him. You can tell he's confused. A nice side salto suplex, though.
Well, he's
and
not
another
confused.
kick out.
He's not confused when it comes to kicking out. After the count of 2, man, he should have been put away a few minutes ago.
But you know what? Look at Moretti's showing a very impressive array of skills for a man his size and for his girth.
He does have a big girth, no doubt about it. All right, there goes a kick into the midsection by Beetlejuice. A pop right on top of the head. And Moretti has got glassy eyes right now as he grabs a head full of whatever that is on Beetlejuice's head.
Claw!
That's a claw.
Oh, an eye poke. That's illegal.
Claw, poke, chop.
Illegal. Illegal.
That's not illegal pro wrestling. You should know that. Into the ropes. Oh, look. Holy mackerel, where's he going? Hey, stop that top rope backwards. Moretti is down on his back. He's going to do it again. He's flying. It's like a circus act or something. Coming up.
Oh, beautiful clothesline.
He clotheslined Moretti coming off the top. He came off the ceiling, I think. He came up. Listen to this place. This place is going crazy right now.
He's going for the flying juice bomb.
There he goes, yeah.
Oh, he nailed it.
That's it. It's over. Put it away. Put it away.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
I hate that. I hate that flying juice bomb.
Don't you just love it? All right. We will be back with more after this timeout.
Igor Volkov, collar elbow hold, a break, another collar elbow hold, and down to the mat. Nice headlock, now out to the scissors, and a quick break. Igor Volkov wants him back, calls him over. Let's see what happens. Your referee is Vern Siebert. That was some film that we watched and some performance by the one and only Master Sergeant Tomko. There has to be two sides to every story. You heard his. Look at the move on this guy, Eric Froelich. Eric Froelich wearing red and Igor Volkov in blue. Head scissors into a quick match. Lots of action here. Igor Volkov teaming up with Dean Ho and Larry Watts and Eric Froelich. Early moments here of this third match. Dean Ho watching, and it's official. He's made the tag. It's Dean Ho's turn to step in. Dean Ho has to be one of the strongest men in the world. He's a former U.S. wrestling champion, former Canadian tag team champion, Duncan McTavish. He's wrestled all over South America, Spain, Japan, China, Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, England. This guy knows what he's doing. It's evident. Take a look. There's Dean Ho and Eric Froelich. Resting up at the moment is Igor Volkov and Larry Watts, waiting their turn. They're ready any moment to step into the ring. Eric Froelich wrestles barefoot, and so does Dean Ho. You wouldn't catch me dead wrestling, not let alone wrestling barefoot. Look at this. Eric Froelich working with Dean Ho, and there's a break and a tag. In steps Larry Watts, very popular local boy. Armbar and a flip, flying mare over, and it's official. The tag has been made. Eric Froelich steps in. Igor Volkov steps in against Larry Watts. Eric Froelich is standing by. He's ready to do action anytime. Vern Siebert, your referee, watching all the action. Make sure that everything is acceptable to the NWA rules. Volkov, a bit heavier than Larry Watts by about 25 pounds, but he's fast. Abuse, look out, Larry. This could cost. Two minutes into this match. And we're going to get a chance to talk to Lindy Calder, who's a Britisher, and we call you that. He's also we'll get the camera on him maybe next week. I don't know. We should save it. He's I'm glad I'm fully dressed and don't have my shirt off. This guy is Mr. Bodybuilder. Lindy, we're going to try and get you to come back next week and wrestle, and I hope you will do that for us.
Sure thing.
You've got a terrifically interesting background, and you're now living in this part of the world.
Yeah, I'm living in Kelowna at the moment.
If you have your own gym?
I have my own gym, yeah.
How come you're back at wrestling? We have to know that because
well, what happened?
fans want to know.
Well, what happened? This our Tomko guy came to town and started throwing challenges around, and he insulted me. It was as simple as that. So
you were at ringside, and he started to insult you?
More or less. So I had to do something about it. So
Lindy Calder stood up and was counted. What
exactly,
happened?
Exactly. Well,
let's see if we can get a shot of you. Looking at the cameras, because the folks that may be hearing your voice, but they want to take a look at you.
Okay.
All right, there you are. He's a tough man, and you can't see all the muscles right there, the close-up, but this guy is extremely muscular. And I'm glad you're sitting beside me talking to me. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
So you took the challenge?
Yeah, I did, and I'm hoping to wrestle him on the 30th of this month in Kelowna, because this is what the guy was on about. He was talking about guys with muscles not having any strength.
This is dangerous for him because this is your home territory.
Exactly.
Do you need anybody else to help you, or you will be all right on your own?
I need no help whatsoever.
Well, I'm wishing you luck, because if you've got the home ground, the crowd is with you, and you take on Tomko. Tomko had quite a match with Bulldog Bob Brown.
Quite possibly, but
I hope you caught that to get some tips, because this guy will do anything.
That's okay. I can make up in the skill what he's got and everything else.
Well, I'll tell you, he's in for some match. That's up at Kelowna. Lindy Calder. You promise to come back for next week?
I do.
Love to see you in the ring. I'm glad you had a chance a few minutes to step in to say hello to us. Stay there ringside, and if you're more than welcome to comment if you like.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I should be wishing you luck against Tomko, because Tomko's usually so close to me with his cane. He'd have to take a shot at me.
He'll take a shot at me. He's crazy. But,
I don't need that. However, you're beside me. I'll take it for you for this moment. Tomko's not around. Well, you have it in the ring. You have Larry Watts and Dean Ho. 5 minutes into this match. It's a tag team match. We have coming up. We have Mr. Pro and Eric Froelich. And we hope to have lots of action. And later on we'll have this terrific match. Henry, I think, can you do it this week? Can you wrestle? I can't wait that long. I'd love to see you.
Well,
I'd love you to see you take on the Tomko right here on the television.
I'd love to as well.
That's not going to happen, because you'll be doing that in Kelowna. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Well, we
nothing like wishing. Nothing like wishing. I'd love to wrestle here, but it's one of those things. I've got to sort of get a few warm-up matches before I do. I'd like to, but obviously I can't because I haven't got enough time. But I don't think I need any warm-up really with this guy.
Well, I think you're warmed up enough. We'll get you in here.
Okay.
We'll get you in here. I don't want to wait till next week. We're going to find out what you're all about. You've wrestled. Is wrestling in England a little different than here?
Yeah, a lot different. In as much that you have weight divisions, where most of the guys here, you either wrestle the handicap against a bigger guy. But also, the rules are slightly different as well.
Okay.
You don't get away with as much as what you do here. It's more all in here.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'll tell you something. Dean Ho has just warmed up, and he was warmed up with lots of action. And I'll tell you, you're in for some treat. Don't miss a thing, folks. Watch your screen right now. Dean Ho, Larry Watts. Oh, Larry's stepped out. Eric Froelich is now made the official tag. When Dino gets warmed up, now we have Igor Volkov, who's all rested up, and he's ready for Eric Froelich. Okay, you get ready for your next match. We're going to try and get Lindy to come up and take on one of our guys here. All right.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you for having a chance to talk to us. That's great. Lindy Calder coming up shortly here in All-Star Wrestling. And it'll be his first match for a lot of you folks to watch, and we welcome him, wish him luck. Very good speaker, very well known in all over the world, and now has come to the West Coast, and we're happy to see him and happy to have him here. Larry Watts now in the ring with the headlock on Igor Volkov. Looked like a closed fist, but I don't think Vern Siebert saw that. Kick to the breadbasket, an extra jab. And I don't know, Larry Watts may not know this, but the tag did take place, and he didn't see it, and Dean Ho just let him have it. And I'll tell you, it hurt him. Enough. Let's see if the smiles will be there. All right, it's official now. Dean Ho and Igor Volkov, they take them.
Prince of Darkness, the fallen angel, Maniac Mark Lewin. Ladies and gentlemen, entering the ring, the Prince of Darkness himself.
650 radio. And Scott, we've got Bruiser Brody, very, very big man. And we've also got Superfly Tui, a very, very skilled wrestler out of the islands.
This is one that has been building for a while.
Oh, yes.
This match between Bruiser Brody and Kevin Sullivan and Maniac Mark, along with Superfly Tui. Bruiser Brody a while back said he would never be burned, but he was burned by the Sheik, and the Sheik is not decided not to show up here tonight. I don't know if he was getting a little weak-kneed or what.
I think the Sheik knew that Bruiser Brody was bringing that 2x4.
Mr. 2x4,
that's right.
Says.
Mr. 2x4, and I think that that's the reason why the Sheik didn't bring the fire. I think that's the reason why the Sheik didn't show up. And I just think the Sheik is afraid of Bruiser Brody, because he knows that there is bad blood between these two.
But then, you know, the Sheik has worked so many years with Maniac Mark Lewin and Kevin Sullivan around the country, in Hawaii as well. So that's, for Bruiser Brody, he's still getting what he wanted. Those people that have ganged up together so many times and caused so much injuries to him.
There's Maniac Mark Lewin now, and Bruiser Brody, they're locking hands.
A human tug-of-war, I guess. Maniac Mark is another one of those guys that, you know, maybe if you look at him from a distance, he may not seem that big, but when you get up next to him, that guy is huge. He is solid, works out all the time. You know, he's another one of those that hardly ever speaks. He lifts more weights than he works. He works out more than he talks.
Well, I don't know. He doesn't talk too much, Scotty. He just sort of stands there. Maybe he's just taking it all in and sorting it all out, and then who knows, you know. But he doesn't say very much at all.
And, of course, walking around the ring, someone we have to watch out for, the Fallen Angel, who serves in some way, shape, or form Kevin Sullivan's every wish and whim.
One of the most beautiful ladies I've seen in a long, long time. Also the most deadly. There she is. There she is.
You see that V that she's making with those fingers. I overheard some conversations, and that's one of the things that they do when they're about to pull out some kind of foreign object, or when they're about to go for someone's eyes using those illegal tactics.
You know, Scotty, have you ever seen a scorpion fish?
No, I haven't.
They're red and white. They got these spines, and they're not the most beautiful fish in the sea, but they're also the most deadly, and that's the Fallen Angel right there. Beautiful, beautiful, and deadly.
And so deadly, indeed.
Her bite is just, you know.
Yeah, I know. So, anyway, moving on with the wrestling action.
Okay.
Bruiser Brody in there in a headlock. Maniac Mark Lewin, as they have taken the pads off the turnbuckle right onto the steel. I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not, but Collie, what they've done, the padding is gone.
That's steel now. And you know, Kevin Sullivan is always sort of downing the locals and putting the locals down and all this sort of thing, but you know, he's in there with Superfly Tui now.
Yeah, that's...
Now, he's one of our pride and joy.
And look, did you see that, Collie? He just made a very obscene gesture to Superfly Tui. Bruiser, look at the Fallen Angel getting into the action. She has gotten something around Bruiser Brody's neck.
I told you she's deadly, Scotty. There goes Superfly Tui.
Everyone in the ring again, Collie. It's happened again. Who is fighting who? Everyone fighting everyone.
Bruiser Brody taking on the Maniac and Kevin Sullivan at the same time. Here comes Superfly Tui with an elbow to the chest. A big
and an illegal kick to the groin area of Bruiser Brody. Kevin Sullivan never plays fair.
There's the Maniac. They're all in the ring at the same time.
Tui taking a couple of big knees to the stomach, pinned in the corner. Bruiser Brody looking for some opportunity to get Kevin Sullivan down to the mat for that all-important 3 count.
Superfly Tui being choked in the corner. They're trying to recuperate. Wes Menzel has no control over this match whatsoever.
And the thing that gets me, Collie, is when you see a match like that, it seems like one of the team is trying to play fair. The man will stay out of the ring if he hasn't been tagged in, and they get themselves in trouble sometimes, but it's good to see that at least they're trying to play by the rules. A tag has been made. Superfly Tui now in the ring with Kevin Sullivan. Got him in the corner. A big fist to the face. Another one.
An elbow. That was like a forearm smash to me. There she is, Miss Wrestling. Fallen Angel.
Fallen Angel.
Beautiful and deadly. Superfly 2, he runs to the head of Kevin Sullivan. And Kevin Sullivan gives him one to the midsection.
And you know what that feels like, Cully.
Oh, God.
Look at that handful of hair. The referee doesn't see it. Superfly 2 thrown out of the ring, ladies and gentlemen. He's hit the floor, the cement floor, full speed.
Right down here on the floor. He is in pain.
Maniac Mark Lewin has got him.
Watch this, Captain. Here we go again.
They're on the announcing table again. Bruiser Brody's come to the rescue. Now it's Maniac Mark Lewin's turn. His head is slammed on the table. The Superfly 2, his head in the table. Up a rake across the face of Superfly 2. Slams Kevin Sullivan's head into the table. On the other side of the ring, Bruiser Brody choking Maniac Mark Lewin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrestling kind of action that you can sit at home and watch it on TV, but it won't be as good as being here. You have to be here. January 28th, the next big event, wrestling event at the Blaisdell Arena. You can never see it all on TV. Things will happen that we cannot get on film. You've got to be here. January 28th, Blaisdell Arena, 7 o'clock in the evening. Wrestling action that you've never seen. Cully.
You know, I talked to Jack Lord about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he started it a long, long time ago, maybe about 16, 17 years ago, when he said, be there, aloha. And that's what it boils down to, Scotty.
Being there, indeed, Cully. You got that right. Superfly 2 being choked against the ropes now. A big forearm to the throat, to the back of the head. Superfly 2 is dazed, can't find his corner, but he's coming back now.
And up top, the Maniac Mark Lewin. Superfly 2 got raked in the face there. The bell has rung. The bell has
Bruiser Brody is getting after the guy who rang the bell. He doesn't want to stop fighting. Look at that going. And now Superfly 2. Oh no, Golly, did you see that thrown onto the turnbuckle?
That's a steel turnbuckle, Scotty. There's no padding. There's the padding that's hanging down there, Scotty.
They ripped the padding off Superfly 2. This is terrible. The action is going through the crowds now as they're leading away from the ring. Golly, this is so exciting. We've got to take a break.
Get up here, and the Nasty Boys not backing up a step. They step right up into the ring. This is going to be a Southern Tag Team title match. The Rock and Roll RPMs out of Atlanta, Georgia, at a total weight of 454 pounds, challenging to try to regain those belts held by Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sag at a total weight of 568 pounds out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. They are the Nasty Boys. This is going to be a Southern Tag Team title match. The referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, dog, and this ought to be a dandy and a half because it is, in fact, a title match right here, and both teams are ready to go. There's no love lost between these two teams for a living fact. I don't know whether you heard it, Dave, or not, but Mike Davis was hollering at Jeff Jarrett out there. If you got a gut in your body, you'll come out here after we get through beating up the Nasty Boys. They just didn't know when to quit.
Boy, they sure don't. They better pay attention to what's going on here. This is the team that just beat them for the Southern Tag Team titles. And it's going to take a major effort for them to get them back.
They're screaming about Jeff's interference in there, and that's one of the reasons we want to get that tape to show that Bobby Jaggers was the first one to come in and interfere in the match.
Absolutely. I can guarantee you Jeff would have never been in there had not Jaggers hit that ring first and changed the balance as it was going in there.
Mike Davis, Brian Knobbs.
Ooh.
Boy, it was interesting, as big as Knobbs and Sag are, to see them in against Soldat Ustinov and Doug Summers. They didn't appear so big because they are a huge team, the World Tag Champions.
Yeah. When you consider that the Nasty Boys right now outweigh Rock and Roll RPMs by a combined total of 100 pounds. And Rock and Roll RPMs are not a small team either. Jerry Sag in there after the tag from Brian Knobs. He is really working on the left arm of Tommy Lane.
Dropping down on the arm of Tommy Lane, and maybe I know why the RPMs kept saying, we don't care about that Southern Tag title. Maybe they didn't want to tangle with the Nasty Boys. Huh?
That's true, and they may not have it when they walk out of here either, I tell you, because Nasty Boy is determined to defend it. Tommy Lane has really run into problems here. He had his arm hammered up behind his back. Now Jerry Sag has grabbed that left wrist, puts a little half twist on it. Pressure on the elbow and the shoulder. Now he's going to twist it over again, but Tommy Lane broke away. Over to the corner, and here comes Mike Davis. Mike kind of put on the brakes there a little bit, kind of break the momentum that the Nasty Boys had going.
Boy, if you were going to run straight head on into Jerry Sag, I'd think about putting on the brakes too, buddy.
I'd think about leaving.
Yeah.
Jerry Sag, he's working on the left arm. It worked well for him against Tommy Lane, so he starts that way against Mike Davis. Here comes Brian Knobs. Look out, he's climbing the ropes. Up on the middle one. Whoa. Sits down on it. And Mike Davis is in pain, holding his head. There's nothing he can do to break free at this point. He's reaching not for straws. He's grabbing the hair of Brian Knobs. Anything to try to break the hold. Brian Knobs close to the corner, makes the tag. Jerry Sag.
You know, there's several advantages of having good height and being tall in there. The obvious one, of course, is the amount of leverage that you can get on holds. But also, when you're in there, you can reach a lot further and make the tag to the corner. And sometimes that's the whole difference in a match, Dave. We've seen it happen many times.
Absolutely. Just a few inches difference there can make all the difference in the world. And whether you walk out with your hand raised or whether you walk out defeated. Ooh.
Sag just got dropped in a backbreaker right over the knee of Tommy Lane. Lane picks him up, drags him to the corner, makes a tag on Mike Davis, and Davis swings that right leg around, and boom, you look at this. Ooh, boy, he got the big guy over.
Not an easy move that Mike Davis accomplished there against Jerry Sag. Brian Knobs trying to cheerlead over in the corner, saying, come on, Sag. Sag in trouble here. They're working on the back. They, after that backbreaker that Mike Davis put on Jerry Sag, it slowed him down, and they immediately went to the small of the back. That's what they've been working on.
Still down in the center of the ring, and there is where the lack of speed will hurt you too. Of course, he has been banged around, as Davey said, in pretty good shape, but Sag still didn't have the speed to get to the corner and make the tag on Brian Knobs, put in the middle of the back from Tommy Lane. Here comes Knobs.
Yeah, Knobs has just watched all he could from the corner. He came rolling in there. Referee catches him, sends him back, though. Sag in trouble. Nasty Boys, or the Rock and Roll RPMs, double teaming him over in the corner.
Sitting down on the spine, got that chin lock on him and pulling up hard on Jerry Sag and right back to the lower back. Kicking. Mike Davis takes over. And the Southern Tag Champs, Rain, is holding by a slim one right at the moment. Boom, and Davis just drives the shoulder into the midsection, and he slams the back into the turnbuckle. Whip on Jerry Sag. Jerry bounces off and rolls out into the center of the ring as Tommy Lane covers 1, 2, but that's all they could get out of him.
Boy, at the last instant, looked like it took every ounce of strength that Jerry Sag had. He was able to kick and get out of the count of 3.
Boy, if he doesn't get to the corner soon and get some relief in there from Brian Knobs, I think about one more major pin effort might do it in, Dave, and we'll have new champions.
Rock and Roll RPM's determined to see that happens. They're trying to keep Sag away from the corner. Sag battling back now. He's closer to the corner.
Yes.
He needs to go for the tag to turn the wrong way. A leap to the corner and a tag on Brian Knobs is the best move. He hasn't done it. Brian Knobs comes in without a tag. He grabs Mike Davis. Well, that's one way to get him out of there. Look out, down here on the floor. Knobs and Davis in the ring. Tommy Lane has just hit Jerry Sag with something. He went to the tights, had something in his fist, and unloaded on Jerry Sag. Here's a count of 2 and 3. We've got new champions.
Well, if we can get back to the bell, we'll ring the bell because, as David says, we got a 1, 2, 3, and we have new Southern Tag Champions. As here comes Jeff Jarrett out. You want to see me? Mike Davis picks up a chair. Jeff's got a chair. And a little confrontation that's been a long time coming today. Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis out here. As Knobs and Sag are being helped out. That's another way to do it. They did all the talking.
They're nothing but low-life cowards that keep those guys out of the belt. Nothing but cowards. If they want to fight, let's do it right now.
Hey, there's another way to handle these guys. I can understand they've been talking all hour about the whole thing.
You ain't gonna have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All you are is a bunch of talkers. All you want to do is stand out here and talk. You guys, you ain't gonna fight.
Jeff Jarrett, Billy Travis heading out of here as they determine, and right away coming after Jarrett and Travis, Mike Davis with a chair slams both of them. You notice they waited until the back was turned before they ever took off after him. Travis thrown into Tommy Lane, and look at, come on, Mike. Well, he put the chair down. That's the only thing I can say for him in there. As he clubbed Jeff with it. Knuckles him down on the floor. And now the Rock and Roll RPMs, who picked their time to make the run at Jarrett and Travis. Mike Davis with Jeff Jarrett and Tommy Lane with Billy Travis. Over the desk goes Jeff. Come on, Mike. We're going to have to take a break here and get away from this. We need to get these guys broken up. They've been begging for trouble all day long. They picked it when somebody's back was turned, and then jumped him, grabbed a chair, and hit him on the head with it. Here comes Dundee. Here comes the King. Billy with a chair. Mike Davis trapped behind the desk. Tommy Lane comes back out. Davis slips through the gauntlet and runs. We got to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
And the next one coming up, well, I'll just tell you, it ought to be a dandy, and you'll be seeing why in just a moment. As Don Owen comes into the ring, do the introductions on our semi-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next event will be one fall. Introducing in this corner, 245 pounds, from Las Vegas, Playboy Buddy Rose. His opponent in this corner, 245 pounds, from the Fiji Island, the one and only Jimmy SNUKA.
Fiji Island Prince, James SNUKA. I do hope to meet a great many of you tomorrow. I will be here at the Sports Arena from about 11 till 1. I have around 100 of the original coloring books that we put out 2 years ago. Tom Peterson sponsored same. They were done by my stepdaughter, Diana Goodrich, and are kind of becoming collector's items. And we are down to one more box, I believe it is. And I'll have about 100 of them here tomorrow. I'll be glad to autograph it for you and talk to you about wrestling. So hope to see you in person tomorrow at the flea market here at the Portland Sports Arena at 11 o'clock. Ed Wiskowski in, doing some jawing with the Fiji Island strongman. Jimmy SNUKA, and it'll be SNUKA and partner Ventura against Rose and Wiskowski Tuesday night. Rose and Wiskowski will be putting up their belts, and I think wisely SNUKA is saying, I want that man away from the ring. I want him back in the dressing room, nowhere near the ring. He does not want to start wrestling until he sees Wiskowski in the dressing room. Wiskowski slowly making his way, now kind of stalling a few feet up the aisle. And now he heads back toward the ring again. SNUKA does not want to start. Some words, and Wiskowski again, this time continues up the aisle, and he's up into the darkness heading for the dressing room. The crowd urging SNUKA to get the rose. SNUKA and Ventura will be the challengers when they meet Tuesday. Rose and Wiskowski putting the titles on the line. Rose once quiet, and of course those are SNUKA fans, so he'll not get it. And the more he asks for quiet, quite naturally, the more noise we get. Rose bailing out and heading for the dressing room. The count is being told on him. He has 20 seconds. And Jimmy stopped that count by coming up next to the ring by the ropes. Rose back. He was halfway to the dressing room. He is still insisting on quiet. There hasn't been a hold thrown yet. Now there is. Sunset flip by SNUKA. Kicked off. Rose bailing out again. Side headlock. Rose on Snuka. Flying tackle. Snuka down hard, but a nip up. Arm drag slam, and did he pop him? Jimmy Snuka really slapping Rose to the mat. Lifting him with the wing lock about 5 feet off the air and then letting him fall right down to the canvas. Referee puts the face in Rose's head. Rose went to the air. He gets a toe on the rope. Sandy Barr saying, "You aren't getting out of it that easy." Again lifted with that wing lock and slammed into the canvas. Jimmy Snuka working on the Playboy. Sandy Barr, third man in the ring, watching the action carefully. Flying tackle. Rose goes down hard. His leapfrog as he goes for the shoulder throw. Caught again, coming off the ropes with that vicious arm drag slam. Working the wing lock, Jimmy Snuka. On the Playboy, Buddy Rose. Rose is southpaw. That's one of the reasons. Snuka working on the left arm. The other is, that's what Rose likes to injure on his opponents. He is kicked off going after Snuka. That arm drag slam again. A wing lock well applied. Referee Sandy Barr down there asking Rose if he wants to submit. The Playboy holding on to give credit where credit's due. The Playboy, as well as partner Ed Wiskowski, have that ability it takes to be champion, that ability to take punishment. He's much happier, of course, dishing it out. You also have to be able to take it if you're going to make it in professional wrestling. And I tell you, Rose is taking some right now. Goes to the hair. Elbow smash by Rose on Snuka. Reverse elbow drop is missed. There is that arm drag slam. And I'll tell you, the Fiji Islander is really getting a whip into that move tonight. He is really snapping it. And Rose is not just being slapped into the canvas. He is being driven, slammed into the canvas. Good shot, showing the pain that comes from that hold. It's the wing lock, well applied, and by a man with that great upper body strength. Makes it even that much more painful. Jimmy Snuka with the hold on Rose. Rose turning around underneath it, gets up to one knee. Jimmy Snuka, great biceps, arms, upper body. All that strength makes this hold that much more effective. Rose gets up to his feet, drives his man into the corner on the ropes, where a break will be called for, and on the break, a knee to the midsection. Goes sailing in, flying in head first after Snuka. Missed and crashed his shoulder into the steel ring post. Snuka with a body slam on the Playboy. Flying mare. Rose hits the mat. Reverse leg drop right across the throat. And Jimmy Snuka going for his Fiji Island gutbuster, but Rose is up there to get him and throws him about 15 feet across the ring. Snuka with his back to his man, a mistake he seldom makes. You've got to keep your eye on your man at all times. He turned his back, and Rose was able to pick him off the top ropes, throw him about 15 feet across. Now body slam him, and it appears he's going to go for his own version of the hold, climbing up to the top turnbuckle, and Snuka catches him by the throat, and the body throwing him about the same distance, maybe a foot or two farther. Flying headbutt. Diving headbutt, covered with a body press. 1, 2, and I thought he'd had it. Count of about 2.5. 2 headbutts after being thrown 16, 17 feet across the ring. Pile driver coming up. Snuka pile driving. A blonde head of the Playboy into the canvas, and it's got to be it. He's got a foot on the rope. He is near enough to get a foot on the rope. Snuka picking him up by the hair, bringing him to the center of the ring. Body slamming, and a flying body press off the ropes, misses. Buddy Rose rolling out of the way. And Snuka slamming hard into the canvas.
2 minutes remaining.
Rose with a whip on Snuka. Catches him at a shoulder throw and must have put him 8, 9 feet in the air. Way up in the air. Snuka down hard. Remember, these two will take their partners and go at it Tuesday night. Rose and Wiskowski defending their title. Sit-out backbreaker on Snuka. Rose getting the Fiji Islander way up in the air. Flail kick. A flail kick throw, and I'll tell you, Rose must have gone 4 feet in the air. A stop to the ribs. Small to the back. Buddy Rose, and against Snuka. Snuka takes Ventura for his partner at the Challengers. That Tuesday night match topping an all-star card. A leapfrog and a victory roll by Snuka. And he gets a count of 2, and what a move.
1 minute.
Oh, what a classic one we are seeing here. Hard into the full Nelson. A Fiji Island full Nelson. And luckily for Rose, he was close enough, and you saw that wild scramble to get to the ropes. Now literally falls off the ropes back into the ring. Snuka has him in the middle of the ring. And again, scrambling for the ropes is Buddy Rose. Snuka a little hesitant to give up that hold. Forearm smash uppercut. Covers Rose with a body press. 1, and Flail kicks out of it. Okay, this is probably just a preview of what's coming when they get together in a couple more days. Jimmy Snuka inside cradle, and I think he's got the pin, but I think the time ran out before he got it. I think he would have had the pin, but at the count of 2, time ran out. He got the hold with 2 seconds remaining, and you have to be pinned for 3. Time limit draw, the signal from Sandy Barr. And I don't know if those two are done with each other in the ring. Wiskowski is down at ringside, incidentally. And Snuka is hot. Sandy Barr trying to keep peace. Wiskowski came down at ringside. Wiskowski trying to say no. Wait till Tuesday. Wiskowski's trying to keep him out of the ring, and he said no. And Jesse Ventura out of the dressing room. Jesse Ventura in there with SNUKA. So you want to get it on? Let's do it right now. And Rose is hot. He wants to go at him. And Wiskowski takes off. And I'll tell you, we're going behind the barn. There's no way that this is on the schedule. This is set for Tuesday night. And now Rose and Wiskowski are easing out. Well, we thought we were going to see one of the most unusual happenings ever. Rose and Wiskowski bailing out, saying no way.
There's not a whole lot of time left, but we'll get it going and see if we can get one, maybe two falls, certainly one fall in as we get this one underway. Referee Jerry Calhoun, we await the signal. Billy Travis over to try to shake hands with Marty Jannetty. Jannetty just turned and walked away from him. Jannetty and Michaels have had certainly a change of attitude in the last 6-7 days as they have signed on with Mark Guerline, who is in their corner.
Well, I go back, Dave, and we look at the situation. You remember both Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond, when they associated with downtown Bruno, what happened to them. John Paul, Marty Jannetty starting out in there, I would simply say the fact that they have a new association doesn't diminish the ability of these guys. We have said in every way we can, they're as good as anybody that we've ever seen step in the ring, the Midnight Rockers. But there's a lot that can happen when you start looking only at the dollar and you don't see what's behind. I don't know how else to say it. I'm sure there's a better way than that. Jannetty with John Paul with a front face lock in there. Travis and Paul, while nowhere near the reputation that the Midnight Rockers have, they're a couple of very capable young guys themselves, Davey.
Oh, you're right, John Paul. Oh. Took a shot right there from Marty Jannetty, though. And he pops him again. John Paul out of Minneapolis. Oh, he's having his hair pulled. And look at Guerline from outside. Mark Guerline slapped him.
Yeah, he's got no business doing that, Jerry.
No. The referee knows something happened, but he didn't see exactly what. So there's a tag made by John Paul. Billy Travis comes in to do battle with Shawn Michaels. Billy reverses him into the ropes, leaps over.
Oh,
Michaels blocked him. Yeah. Shows some strength there. Ooh. Hey, Billy Travis stayed with him. Look at that. There goes Jannetty. There goes Michaels. And the two guys who are known for their air acrobatics find themselves flying through the air, put there by Billy Travis. So they were being controlled rather than controlling. Michael's not happy about it.
No, I think what they think is that they got a patent and a copyright on all those kind of moves. Let me tell you, they're wrong. There are a lot of guys in there that got good moves.
Shawn Michaels making the tag on his partner, Marty Jannetty. John Paul sent him to the ropes. They double up on him with a boot as he comes off of there. Batter him down, leave him laying on the mat. There's a cover by Jannetty. The referee's over talking to Billy Travis. He's got a count of 2 and 3. This fall is history. 2 minutes, 57 seconds. And the win goes to Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty.
Okay, Michaels and Jannetty come through in this fall. We're going to have to check our time and see how much time we left for any further action in this expiration of time match. But no question about it, Jannetty and Michaels come up with that one. They didn't do it easy, and we haven't seen the last of that action in a moment. We're going to take time out. We'll be back in just one moment.
Terry hanging in 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the bout is just hanging on with that arm bar. Phil down on the deck. He can't move too much as Terry is now draining a little more out of him as he puts the heat on that arm. and the referee checks again with Hickerson. Phil not about to give it up. You can just forget that. Hickerson, who most of his wrestling career has been associated as a tag wrestler, and I think he really is feeling his oats that he has a single title now, Randy.
I think so. He's one of the best tag team wrestlers we've ever seen, but he's been, as he picks him up now and drops him down, but I think he's surprising a lot of people, and he can put the hurt on like he just did right there to Taylor, Lance.
Boy, he sure did it. He fooled us, too. I thought he was either going to go into a power slam, a belly-to-belly, or something. Bear hug and just hold him there. I think Taylor did, too, because Hickerson then dumped him down on that atomic knee and really hurt Taylor. Taylor slammed down. Hickerson working out some pain out of his own left shoulder. He blitzed him with a thumb in the throat. The referee, I think, saw him also. We could see him from here at ringside. Yeah, he's telling him about it right now. Taylor whipped. Goes with a claw. Call it a chokehold. That's what it is. He used a claw, but it was right at the throat. Taylor down. Hickerson covers. Count of one. Taylor does make it by the count of two. Phil, I think, thought he had him. He's bounced it pretty good. Oh, yeah, look at here. Taylor jabbed that head and speared Phil in the stomach. Hickerson comes back. Covers him. 1, 2. Oh, boy, did he barely miss it. Taylor just lucky to get that right shoulder up. Well, not so much luck. He did exert. Look at that. You could hear it all over the Coliseum. 1. Is he through? Taylor made it again. And Hickerson giving him a scolding about counting so slow. Only a 2 count. He blitzed Taylor right off his feet. Man, oh, man. Still thinks he's got him. He doesn't. While Phil talks to the referee. Oh, Taylor's up. Pounded him with a right hand. There's a whip. And as Taylor was leaning over for a backdrop, Hickerson really caught him, held onto the ropes, and kicked him right down. Ooh. Taylor falls against the ropes. Chops Hickerson. The big champion right back at him, takes another right hand. Takes a lot of pounding to put this guy out. He's down, hit one knee and then spun to his head. Taylor rolls him over. Taylor drops down with that knee right on the head of Phil Hickerson. Has a cover. 1. He's out of it. Past the 11-minute mark, and now Hickerson coming back. There's that thumb in the throat again, Randy.
That's right, Lance. Hickerson caught him with that thumb and put Taylor down. What a match we've had. 11 minutes, 30 seconds worth of a great international title match. Hickerson is on top of him. Count of 1, count of 2, but Taylor saves the day. Gets his right foot over the bottom rope. That'll stop the count for a second time.
had him. Hickerson out of it. The backside. Taylor going for it. Count of one, count of two. Hickerson out of it then. So close. Hickerson whooped in. But Hickerson tries for the sunset flip. Taylor blasting with the right hand. Broke it up. Taylor saying, you're going to pay, better watch out. Taylor referring to that thumb that Hickerson was using. Picks him up, ducked him down. Taylor on the second rope, ready to put it away, Lance, and he flies. Beautiful. 1, 2, oh. So close. Man alive. What a match. And Taylor, as Hickerson tried for the thumb, the referee hit. Taylor catches him with that big forearm. The trademark of Terry Taylor. He's down 1, 2. He could have got a count of 3 there. The referee, though, can't blame him. The referee was caught. Taylor trying to find the referee. Watch Phil Hickerson as he caught him. He sends him over the top rope, almost on top of a cameraman. Now Taylor hops back in the ring. Taps him and caught him with the right hand. Caught him again. The referee's still out. But Taylor caught again. Hickerson's trying for a pound robber, but Taylor dumped him over the top rope. Man alive, 14 minutes in. Hickerson's out of it. Taylor trying to get him back into the ring. Going to suplex him back in. It looks like he does it. The referee raises the hand. Hey! What's this? The referee disqualifies Terry Taylor. Hickerson was jumped over the top rope. Hickerson retains the International Heavyweight title. What a bad break.
To make sure they're here.
Well, they've got a match.
To get them to come on.
Okay, Fire and Flame. Yeah, here they come out with the belts. Eddie Marlin out here as we do have a Southern Tag title match coming up. And Fire and Flame have the belts, and they're still here, Eddie.
So that means we have a title match on TV this morning.
Okay.
Eddie Marlin, I've got my attorneys working on this little stipulation that you come up with, brother, and I guarantee it's going to be resolved very, very soon.
Well, it hadn't been resolved this morning, so get in the ring.
We'll take care of that.
There they go, Fire and Flame, and they will have to defend the belts in there against a mystery team, which is not known to them at this present time. Let's go to the ring, and we're ready to see the action of a Southern Tag Team Championship.
Oh, listen to the music.
By a little over 100 pounds. It's the name of the mystery team is the Giant Hillbilly and Cousin Junior, and they weigh in at 717 pounds. The team of Fire and Flame weighing in at about 6:03. Fire and Flame out of parts unknown. That's Cousin Junior in there. Oh, he picks him up in the air and slams him. Let me tell you, that's not easy to do to a man who weighs over 300 pounds. I don't care how big you are.
That's a big package to be throwing around the way Junior did it. He's a good-sized gentleman himself.
Cousin Junior out of Pigeon Forge, Kentucky.
Pigeon Forge.
Horn Lake, Mississippi, the hometown of his partner, the Giant Hillbilly. Look out, Cousin Junior into the ropes. He just kind of stepped over.
Kind of slipped that mule kick to him.
Yeah. Fire and Flame, conference time in their corner. They have just made a change without benefit of a tag. Giant Hillbilly watching in the corner picked up on it too. Yeah, they just made a switch. No tag. Hard to tell. I mean, you know, these big guys about the same size. Wrestling attire exactly the same. Well, the referee couldn't make a definitive ruling on it, so there's a backdrop by Cousin Junior. Fire and Flame now back outside for another conference. Let's see who's going back in this time.
Fire a little irritated by that. He hops back up in the ring as he is now ready to face Junior again. He got backdropped out of that corner. Headbutt, and down goes Cousin Junior. Tag on Flame. Shot to the midsection. Knee lift.
Big one, too, by Flame. Look out. Cousin Junior thrown out of the ring down onto the floor. Fire right there with that folding metal chair. Hammers him in the head. Cousin Junior rolled back under the ropes into the ring.
Southern Tag Team belts at stake. We do have the special time stipulation of one fall, 30 minutes. But the belts are at stake, and Flame pops him into the elbow of Fire. Blocks him off going to the corner. There's a tag on the Giant Hillbilly. Looked like it to me.
Yeah, he got the tag anyway, just barely, but he got it. Giant Hillbilly, the official man in the ring now.
Oh, reversed it on him. Threw him into Flame. Has that big leg drop. Here it comes. Two. He got it!
New Southern Tag Team Champion. The Giant Hillbilly and Cousin Junior takes the belt off of Fire and Flame.
Whoa! You just absolutely aren't ready for it. Hillbillies won the belt. You better believe it. You just aren't ready, and you talk about a couple of happy gentlemen. Giant Hillbilly and Cousin Junior told you as long as they had the belt right here. Gentlemen, you lost the belt this morning. You can hit the road. Wait a minute, Martin. Hold it. Brother, there's no championship match ever going down in the history of wrestling. That there hasn't been a rematch down in the contract. You have to give us a rematch, and you know it. At least one rematch anymore. Any champion, brother, has that in his contract. Any champion. Let me tell you something. I've got the belts off of you now, and I'll give you one rematch if you put the masks up, because I want you to pull them off too. One rematch, and that's all you get if you put the masks up. Well, it's pretty clear you guys hollering for a rematch. Just put the... You know that's not right, Lance Russell. Hey, this is the man right here. That's the way it's going right there, baby.
I'll tell you what, Eddie Martin.
You put up the mask.
We'll do that.
All right.
Just that was a rematch. We don't care anytime, any place, anywhere.
The mask is at stake.
Okay.
The former Southern Tag Team Champions in a...
I'll tell you what, brother. You talking about questionable morals. You and Eddie Martin, brother, are the lowest thing on this earth. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, well, you're the one who was going to take care of it. You didn't care how big they were or anything else. Fire and Flame, the
Southern Tag Team Champions, and they're the new champions over there. And you talk about a couple of happy gentlemen. The Giant Hillbilly and Cousin Junior. All right, big man.
Hug your neck to.
Great.
Hold that good life. First time I've ever had one of these here. Boy, my dad gum Chris is going to be proud back home. Oh, my God, look at you. Yeah! Boy, I tell you, you know they always say you play with fire, you get burned. That's exactly what happened.
They got burned in there. Okay, there they go, the new Southern Tag Champs. We've had a lot of guys that have won titles around, but I've never seen two happier ones than that. Let's take time out. We'll be back.
1 minute to a break, 1 minute. Close to a break. Stand by. Break in 10, 9, 8, 7.
The champion. Over the top goes Casey. Oh, cross body block. He has the champion down. Here's the count. Oh, he kicked out the count of 2 and off the idol Mel's out of the ring again. Casey with a cross body block on Austin Idol had him down, and Idol bailed out of the ring like he couldn't believe what was going on, and now he's pointing at someone. There's Casey. Austin Idol, the United States heavyweight champion, back in the ring. Still to come later today, Bruiser Brody. I'm going to get something one way or another out of Gary Hart about the cage match that the Texas Long Rider was talking about earlier in the program. Oh, look at the look! Look at that fist of Scott Casey going into the eye of Austin Idol. Scott Casey has taken about enough, he feels, from the champion, and he's going to fight fire with fire. Complaining about the fist. And he's telling the referee to warn Casey about the punching. It's different when somebody else does it, and the champion doesn't like it. Going for the leverage. Austin Idol seems to have it here. Austin Idol. But here comes Scott Casey back. Scott Casey powering his way up. Listen to the crowd in the background as Casey had it going his way, but Idol with a kick puts him back down. One thing about it, the champion has a lot more at stake, and he is going to do everything he can to retain that gold belt, which is at ringside and on the line in this match. Casey trying to fight his way back up. Casey coming up as you pick up the crowd, yelling for Casey to get the upper hand here on Austin Idol, and he may have it here. Oh, there's another kick from Austin Idol. Down goes Scott Casey. Austin Idol saying, what about it, Casey? Casey is not about to concede this match, I'll guarantee you that. Austin Idol and Scott Casey for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Here comes Casey up for the third time. The crowd cheers him on. Idol may be going down, and Casey struggling and fighting. And Idol with another kick, and Casey goes back with a kick. Casey has him up in the air, slams him. Casey grabs him by the arm, whips him into the rope, gets in front with a nice backflip. Casey has the champion down for a count of one. Scott Casey has the champion in the corner. The champion holding his back. Casey has the champion going out of the ring for that second win. Austin Idol. There you see the champion. He is outside the ring, inside the barrier, as he is telling the referee to keep the cowboy back. Austin Idol. Here comes Casey. As Idol started in, Casey came after him, and Idol didn't come underneath that bottom rope. Austin Idol, the United States Heavyweight Champion, complaining about the fist that Scott Casey has ready to throw at him, and they lock up in the corner. Side headlock by Casey. They come out of the corner. It's Casey whipped off. A shoulder knocks Idol down. Oh, and a knee right up the side of the head of the cowboy. Scott Casey has him on the mat. Austin Idol reaches down and grabs the hair, and he grabs the trunks of Scott Casey and throws him in between the ropes onto the floor. Austin Idol has come outside, and whoa, did he lay a punch in on the cowboy? Wow.
Well, this championship fight, Gary Hart, is everything championship.
Did he lay a punch in on the cowboy? Wow. Referee is trying to get Austin Idol back into the ring. The champion shoves him. The champion takes Casey and slams his head into the table. The referee, Harry Chandler, trying to get Austin Idol back where he belongs, and that's in the ring. But the champion is not going. He's going over to where he has Casey up, and he's going to slam him on the concrete floor. Now the champion decides to get back into the ring. There's the champion, very well pleased with himself. There's the challenger outside after getting his head slammed into the table and body slammed onto the concrete floor. Idol poses for the fans. Casey tries to get it all together. Idol has him by the hair, brings him into the ring. Big fist to the top of the head of the cowboy. Punch to the side of the jaw. Another one by Austin Idol as he lays that big left in there. There's the right, and down goes Casey. Oh, I thought he had a 3 count, but he only got a 2. The leg was over the bottom rope. That's the only thing that saved him. Now Austin Idol is choking Scott Casey. He has that boot across the throat, and he finally gets off of it. Austin Idol reaches in, picks up the challenger, Scott Casey. Drops him across that knee with a backbreaker. Here's the count. It's 2, and Casey rolls out. Austin Idol. The abdominal stretch on Scott Casey. Oh, and Idol is using the rope for leverage. Idol is using the rope for leverage. Casey has hold of the referee. He's trying to tell him something. Idol get all that leverage by using that middle rope, and about the time the referee looks up, Idol lets go of the rope. 3 count. Austin Idol defending his United States Heavyweight Championship as he has Casey up and slammed into the mat. Casey comes up with a double kick, but Idol comes back with an elbow. Idol has him down again. Oh, look at Casey! Casey has him down for a count of 2, and it was almost over. Idol cannot believe it. Oh, and Idol pushed the referee, and the referee pushed him back, and I don't blame him. Idol's punch is blocked, and Casey comes up with his to the top of the head of the champion. Casey with a fist. Idol may be complaining that it's a low blow, but I don't think it was. Idol back in. This one's not low as it catched him on the jaw. The champion is in trouble. The challenger has everything going his way right now. Scott Casey staying on top of Austin Idol. Casey wanting that United States Heavyweight Championship. He grabs Idol, whips him across the ring, gets in front with an elbow. He has him down. Can he cover him for the 3 count? Dives in there with that elbow. Here's the count. 1 and 2, but he picked him up by the hair. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's this running down there from my left? It's El Madrill. El Madrill is in pounding on Casey. El Madrill has come into the ring to help out Austin Idol. Here comes Mike Golden. Fantasy is there. Here's Golden. Wait a minute. Golden knocked Idol down, and now they're going after Casey. Golden come in and knocked Idol down, and now they're both going after Casey. It's El Madrill and the Golden Boy whipping Casey into the rope. Madrill clotheslines him. What a turn of events. Scott Casey had everything going his way. It looked like he was going to win the United States Heavyweight Championship. Here is Idol thrown out of the ring by the Golden Boy. And now it is Madrill and Golden has Fantasy's shoe. And he laid that high heel right across the head. There goes the referee out. Madrill and Golden, I can't believe it. Oh, they have done the damage to the returning Scott Casey. Madrill pounding Casey. Madrill holding Golden, punching Casey, kicking, Madrill kicking. I can't believe what's going on in the ring. Down goes the Cowboy. Madrill and Golden really punishing Scott Casey. They're going for a pile driver. There it is. Here comes Idol with the chair. Idol is going after Madrill. Idol is going after Golden. Austin Idol is cleaning out. Austin Idol is cleaning out. Oh, anything can happen. Well, Austin Idol looked like he was about to be beat for the United States Heavyweight Championship as Scott Casey, the challenger, had everything going his way. Here came Madrill, here came Golden. Golden had knocked down Idol. Then they threw Idol out of the ring as they continue to do the damage to Scott Casey. And Austin Idol come back off the floor with a chair. He took care of Madrill and Golden, and you can see the damage they did to Casey. The decision on the match was that Austin Idol was disqualified. The interference coming from El Madrill. That's Austin Idol's side of the dressing room. But Scott Casey, the winner of the match,
Well,
but he
what
will
a fight
not
that
get
was,
the United
and
States
I had to
Heavyweight
get down there and
Championship.
quickly get hold of Austin Idol and bring him up to the television table, and we had this interview with him. I want you to hear what he has to say, and all those fans, listen to Austin Idol.
Well, Austin Idol, that was a strange turn of events. It looked like you were about to defeat it for the United States Heavyweight Championship, and then everything happened.
Hold it right there. Number one, I was not almost defeated for the United States Heavyweight Championship. I was at a disadvantage. That means nothing. Oh, sure, Scott Casey, a great wrestler, no doubt about it. But I don't need nobody jumping in my matches. I don't need no Mike Golden. I don't need no Almadro. I don't need no Bruiser Brody. And as a matter of fact, if either one of them want a shot at this belt, brother, then bring it on. Because I don't back up, I don't sidestep, I don't retreat from nobody. I don't care how big they are. You know what I'm talking about, Brody. And I don't care how small they are. So it don't make no difference. But Scott Casey, Mike Golden, Almadro, Bruiser Brody, I don't care. Because the main thing is that I'm the United States Heavyweight Champion, the women's pit, the men's regret. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, 242 pounds, entirely too hot to handle. But you heard the people yelling for Austin Idol, didn't you?
Thank you very much, Austin Idol.
You get yours started. I'll do the rest period. Woogie in a blaze of glory. The action is going, and boy, the Rock and Roll Express and Grapplers came to do it. I can tell you that for a fact. Texas death match, and there is the first fall already. 30-second rest period. Remind them. 30-second rest period. First fall is history, and the action underway now in the second fall. The grappler number 2, with the bell sounding, has a 10 count in order to answer it, and he takes another shot. Robert Gibson, Rick Morton against the grapplers in a Texas death match. Big drop kick, and Ricky got him down, and loving it. You can bet on that. Morton going back after him. But the falls don't mean a thing. Remember that. They do not mean anything. It is the one team where both men are ready to answer the bell after a 30-second rest period. Big drop kick. Could be another pin if Ricky wants it. 1, 2, 3. Fall number 2. That's 2 falls to zip, just as a matter of scorekeeping for the Rock and Roll Express. Now it's a 10 count as the 30-second rest period is over. 2 falls very quickly by the Rock and Roll Express, and sometimes that is not the best strategy. I'm not saying it isn't here, but a lot of times you will see a team. Good teamwork there is from outside the ring. Grappler number 1 grabbed the waist of grappler number 2, held him up when Rick went up in the air for the drop kick. There wasn't anybody to kick. Morton is down hard. We were saying some teams take the opportunity to not even try for a fall. They just inflict punishment, hoping that the man is not going to be able to answer the fall after the rest period. Robert Gibson cheering his partner on, and Morton slammed down again. Grappler number 1.
an atomic knee that time. Crunched his spine when he slammed him down on it. Let's see what kind of strategy the grapplers use. They haven't tried for a pin as yet. The knee and Morton staggering along the ropes. Down goes Ricky. And still, the grapplers have not tried to go for a pin. Remembering that falls don't count. Here he goes. 2, and Rick kicks out. We're in the third fall of action. Texas death match. Big elbow, and Morton really getting slammed around that ring now. Grappler number 1 in, and he is really slamming the boot to Rick Morton. Robert Gibson coming around to try to help his partner out in the event he needs it. And a grappler. Morton slammed down on that concrete floor as the grappler really got on him. Robert Gibson over to protect his partner. Rock and Roll Express in the third fall of action. There are 2 falls up, but again, that is only academic and something to talk about. It doesn't have anything to do with the outcome of it. Morton slammed in and really caught hard with that forearm coming off the rope. In the air over the shoulder. The other one on the top rope slams Morton down. Anything goes in a Texas death. They think they've got Morton. They got him right there. Third fall goes to the grapplers. They really unleashed one on Rick Morton. Seconds to go. 30-second total rest period. We're 5 seconds away from Morton having to get up in the air and get back on his feet. There it is. He's got to make it. The other grappler, while the referee's back was turned, jumped in there and kicked him right in the head. I don't know whether Morton's going to be able to get it or not. Robert trying to get him up, give him a little encouragement. Look at young Rick. He's really moving. Got himself up on his feet, slammed, and look at him come back, but he's down again. But not out of it. He just grabbed him, waist-locked him, slammed him down, and Morton fighting for his very life right here as the grapplers poured it to him. Woo, they really fired on that ear. Banged him hard. Morton. Grapplers over the top rope, and there's no disqualification in a Texas Tornado death match. That's why they didn't get him coming off the top rope. Anything goes. The only thing that stops it is when one man cannot continue, and on the concrete, a big body slam on Rick Morton. He scooped him, took him high in the air, and bounced him off the concrete. Morton will be hurting a long time after that one. Robert Gibson trying to help him up. And the referee says, get away, you can't help him. Once again, grappler number 2 jumps down and laces him one while he's on the concrete and the referee's back was turned. if he's counted outside the ring, and it may not be bad strategy, he still has a 10 count after the rest period is over to get back in the ring. Over the top, big suplex. He really brought him in. That's going to be it. Count of 3. So the grapplers even it up in terms of falls. Rick now in the middle of a second rest period as the referee grabs a leg and says, get back. Paul Morton doing the best he can do with all this wild action of a Texas death match. 10 seconds to go, and Morton's got to answer a bell. He's been bounced twice, 3 times during this rest period. 2 seconds, 1, bang, and that's it. He's got to get up. Robert Gibson saying, come on, Ricky, get it up, get it up. And a count tolling away. He's on his feet, but leaning on the rope. And a grappler goes after him. Morton, good move. Side suplex. When Rick brought him down, he hit his own head. He was off balance, staggered as he was. Rick trying to get that boot off. That's the one that the grappler has been accused of loading, and we have seen him on too many occasions. Uh-oh, big brawl starting. We're in the middle of the 5th fall. Morton's head slammed against the chair. Ricky down, and there's another cover. I'm a little bit surprised. And finally a 3 count as the 5th fall goes to the grapplers. Ricky slammed into the chair. Really infuriated the grappler when he went after that boot, but Rick was just trying to prove something he's been saying all along, that so-called orthopedic boot is a lot of garbage. It's an offensive weapon for the grapplers. 5 seconds to go. Bell, and there it is. The rest period is over. Morton has got a 10 count again. Boy, could he use a tag on Robert Gibson. Rick's head slammed into the top turnbuckle. We're in fall number 6. Rick hammering away, but he's stopped short, but he whips on a reversal, and both the grappler and Morton down, and a count will go. We may get a bell here as neither one of them can get up. The grappler comes in, Roberts in, and now he goes after Morton. Robert really slammed him. Robert had a chain. Yep, I got to tell you, he had a chain. Put him down, and there's the count. Unless my eyes deceive me, Robert did in fact have a chain. I don't blame him. Ricky is still down. The grappler down. If the bell rings, it'll be the first one up, I believe. If it's past the 10 count. And the count is now at 3. Ricky's starting to stir. The grappler moving. Rick as close as he's been to the corner and tag Robert, but he doesn't know where he is. He's lost his location. The grappler falls back down. Ricky is up, and he gets it. He's the winner. That is going to be in fall number 7, the Rock and Roll Express. 7th fall, the beginning of the 7th fall, and the Rock and Roll Express win it.
Jojo with a little smile on his face. He kind of likes that. Now Rude with a side headlock into a mare. Rich down on the deck. Rude is 6'4" and just under 240. And brother, he is all muscle. Tommy Rich. Been to few of the championship wars himself. Has an advantage in that respect. Rude using that power as he mashes the head of Tommy Rich. He thinks things are going his way right now. You watch Tommy. 5-minute mark passed, 55 to go. Title against title. Rich against Rude. Rude with the upper hand at the moment. Lance Russell and Randy Hales ringside. Mid-South Coliseum, Memphis, Tennessee. What a battle. Rude just powering on that head. Tommy slumps down to one knee. Hooks the waist for a moment. Fires. Rude misses the right. Rich with an atomic knee, and Rude bounces over the top rope. He wasn't thrown over the top rope. Tommy, a nice counter on him. Wildfire. Having a word with advisor Tojo Yamamoto is Rude being counseled by Hart and Angel, adding more sympathy than anything else. Now Rude complaining about being thrown over the top rope. You figured that. He did not get thrown over the top rope. Referee says, forget it, let's wrestle, and here we go. The title against title championship continuing at 7.5 minutes into the bout, and a full Nelson by Rude. This guy's so strong he can shake your hand and get a submission almost. Tommy, enough to kick him up in the air. He didn't fire him all the way back, but he made a good maneuver on him and got out of it. He dropped, slipped him on the full Nelson and kicked up to get away. And a full Nelson by Tommy Rich. Yamamoto and Jimmy Hart exchanging some little signs between each other. Hart saying, I'm going to get you. Rude low-bridged him, and Yamamoto saying, well, I don't know what he's saying, but I don't want to even imagine. Rich went down. Rude's got him now. Drops him down hard. Could be. But as Yamamoto went around the ring after Hart, the referee jumps out, and Rude, taking advantage of it, just continues to pour punishment onto Rich. Up in the air again with Rich. Covers him up. He'll never get a pin, though. Rude showboating, a little too naive if he thinks that's going to hold Wildfire Tommy Rich down. Tommy's been to the well before. He's been in trouble and battled his way back. He's got that instinct to keep fighting. Slams Rich's head into the turnbuckle. And Rich fires a foot out. Rude trying to get him by the eyes. tries and does. Body slam. As Rich coming off the turnbuckle, his foot slips. Rich taking advantage of the mistake. Rude put down hard. Oh. Look at Tommy taking advantage of the one mistake by Rude. Whoa, he got him. Wildfire making a move on the Southern champ. Rich going for a sleeper. Slams Rich into the turnbuckles, drove him back in there. Down goes Rude. Rich following right up. Side headlock. And Rich hits the referee, knocks him down. Oh, poor Jerry Calhoun. Jumps in. Tojo jumps in. Tojo slams Hart, who had a chain. Angel slips in, grabs a chain. She's giving it to Rude while the referee is down and Rich is down. Tojo chasing Hart out. Here comes Lawler. Lawler slams Angel and Rude's head together. Lawler's got the chain now. He low bridges, slams Rude down. Tommy covers him. We may have a new double champ. That's it. 11:46. Tommy Rich wins the Southern Heavyweight title.
Dundee hurt, and he's already been off once. One more, and he's through. Hart hollering, hit him, hit him, hit him. He swings, Dundee moves back, hooks the head, and he and Sugar battling at it. Billy drops an elbow. He's kicking him. He's got one leg of Sugar off. Kicks him in the side. Sugar trying to hold on. Yeah. Bill gets that other leg. Ooh, he mashed Sugar's fingers. Kicked him right in the face. He's got him off the platform, but not on the floor, and now he invites him up. Just imagine the physical exertion of climbing around trying to hold on. And then think of the fact of how high they are off that ring. The crowd murmuring as Sugar may have been going to his tights. We couldn't see it. Dundee has been off once. And Bill pulls off a boot. We're almost 10 minutes into the action. This is a fight to the finish. Dundee has the boot back on now.
Bill starts the ladder wobbling, and Brown Sugar runs back, sits down. Dundee over, working Sugar over. Boy, and if he does knock him off there, he's outside the ring. Sugar slips away, heads back to the middle. Dundee has him part of the way up. Billy trying to dislodge that other hand. Sugar hanging on. Dundee chopping him. And Sugar is down. One apiece. Next one to go is the loser. He has a 20 count. I don't think he's in any danger of being counted out unless he chooses to forfeit. They've both been off once. The next one to go is the loser. Sugar now getting up his nerves, standing up. He's ready to do battle. Dundee twisting that arm. Oh, Sugar stuns Billy, and Billy almost ready to go. He's staggered. Brown Sugar on the back of Bill Dundee. Reverse face lock. All of this 15 feet above the ground. Looks like he may have a chokehold on him from here. Bill has his hands hooked under the side rails. Nails Sugar with a knee, foot. And he bounces Dundee's head off that platform. Dundee, a leg is off. He's holding on, but both legs are off. Sugar very close to winning it. Billy comes back up. We're almost 15 minutes of action into this terrifying but spectacular scaffold match, and Dundee kicks at Sugar. Dundee holding on to the rod. Oh, he clubbed Sugar in the back with his leg. Sugar retaliates. Dundee down. Sugar down. They're both off the platform, but neither one of them have hit the floor. Dundee pounds on him. He got him loose. And Sugar hits it in the winner. Bill Dundee. 15 minutes. minutes, 17 seconds. Dundee the winner. Brown Sugar writhing in pain. As he fell, he hit his wrist down on a mat. And he has either hurt his wrist or his elbow or something. Dundee the winner in 15-17. Sugar is hurt where he hit the canvas. Once again, the winner, Bill Dundee.
Because I don't think it's what we need to go over TV, but Tom Peterson said there were so many requests for it that we're going to, since Tom is one of the greatest boosters we have and responsible for most of the sponsorship, that we're going to go along with Tom Peterson tonight and have this on television. But ladies and gentlemen, now please keep the aisles clear, because we got to have this aisle with not a soul in it, so stay clear away from the aisle. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how I got talked into this match in the first place, because I don't understand it, and it was Billy Jack's desire to have this kind of a match, and so I might explain it wrong, because I've never seen one either, but I'm going to have Billy Jack come and explain the rules of this, because it was at his suggestion, and I don't understand it well enough to be sure I'm right on it. Will you take over and explain what the deal is?
Don and everybody in Portland, Rip Oliver knows this, and I know this. This is one of the most vicious matches in professional wrestling. We've had about every kind, but the people in the Northwest have never seen this. It's called a stretcher match, and the only way that I'm going to get my hand raised, or he's going to get his hand raised, if he's toted back to the stretcher, all the way back to the dressing room or to the hospital, or I'm all the way back to the dressing room unconscious or in the hospital. Isn't that the kind of way you want it? One way or the other?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess you explains the rule. You'll have 6 men here to, I still don't understand it, but I guess that's the way it works. But this is nothing, everything goes, no disqualification.
Don, I'll tell you what, I know you don't understand. This feud's been going on for 3 years. The way it's going to be, somebody's going to be hurt. It could be me, it could be Oliver. That's why the stretcher's here. Someone's going out all the way.
No, they don't need to get things started yet. Come on.
Introducing in this corner, 245 pounds from Florida, Rip Oliver. His opponent in this corner, 248 pounds from Portland, Billy Jack Hayes. Please keep this aisle clear all the way back to the dressing room, because if they're going to carry a guy out, no confrontations at all with anybody.
We've got wrestlers around the ring that apparently are going to be assisting in carrying out the loser on that stretcher. I'm still surprised that we're going to have this one on television. I don't think there's really any place for this on television. I don't think there's any place for this in any professional sport. So this is what they wanted, and I guess that's what they felt the crowd wanted. Maybe to end all this big feud.
You all paid your money. I'm from Oregon. Let's hear some noise out there. Come on.
This is a stretcher match. And as I understand it,
The loser has got to be carried out of here on his... Oh, we're going to have a slapping match right now. There they go. There they go. It's Oliver against the ropes, and Billy Jack Haynes is raining away on him. Left and right. He's going to open up that forehead of Rip Oliver. 1, 2, 3. My word. Just one right after another. Here comes Oliver. Into the ropes. Oh, what a clothesline. He just about took his head off coming off those ropes. Billy Jack Haynes will go into town. He's open. He has opened up. He's opened up the forehead of Rip Oliver already. He's opened up that cut that Oliver suffered last week. Now he's going to bite it. Billy Jack Haynes doing a little vampire work on the forehead of Rip Oliver. And this is one blonde that's certainly not having more fun right now. I think this is a blonde that's going to be a redhead very, very shortly. Rip Oliver outside the ring. Here comes Billy Jack Haynes outside the ring. This fight can be anywhere. Inside, outside. Oh, there goes Oliver right in that iron post. They may finish this thing out in the crowd. They may finish it outside. They may finish it in the dressing room. But whoever loses it is going to be carried out of the building or to the hospital on the stretcher. Look at the guys. They're going to try to put Oliver on that stretcher. They've got Oliver on his own stretcher. You got to be kidding. Oliver on his own stretcher. He's being carried out of here. No, he's not. Oliver doesn't want any part of that stretcher. As I understand it, they've got to be carried all the way back to the dressing room. Oliver got off the stretcher. Billy suplexes him into the ring. Now they've still got the stretcher at ringside. Look at Rip Oliver. Blood pouring from his forehead. Billy! A hard kick. Well, we said anything goes, and it might. This is just it's a brawl. It's a street fight. They're calling it a stretcher match, but man, this is just an all-out war in there right now. Billy using the forearm, Billy using his feet, Billy just stomping all over Rip Oliver. Oliver just being knocked senseless right now. It's been all Billy Jack Haynes so far. Oh, man. That's an elbow drop. Now, I really don't even think there's any place for a referee in there, because this is not going to be a pin. It's going to be a carryout. The loser is not pinned. The loser's carried out on a stretcher. A pile driver. Billy going for a pile driver. There it is. Oliver just rolled clear out onto the concrete floor. Billy Two Eagles, Jerry Hercules are calling for the stretcher again. Here comes the stretcher. Oliver just lying. He's prone out there on that floor. They're putting Oliver back on that stretcher. His head is just covered with blood. There he goes. There he goes. They're hauling him back. Now, the question is he going to make it all the way back to the dressing room? Well, he's going through the crowd right now. If they make it back to the dressing room, this baby is all over, and Billy Jack Haynes is going to have himself a stretcher match win. Nuh-uh. Oliver's off the stretcher. Oliver rolled off the stretcher. Fell on the floor, in fact. Oliver, he's just crawling. He's crawling on. Now Billy's right there with him. There goes Oliver into the ring. And Billy staying right with him. Billy drives a fist right into the forehead. Billy another one. Stomping. Well, I don't even know what's keeping Oliver conscious. Oh, Oliver drove that thumb. A thumb into the throat. A thumb into the throat. Oliver came back. He drove that thumb into the midsection, and then he drove it into the throat. There goes another one. And I don't think there's a thing that referee Sandy Barr can do, because this is a no-holds-barred, anything-goes match. Oliver just headbutts Billy. Billy's out on the concrete floor right now. Billy took some vicious shots to the throat from the thumb of Rip Oliver. Oliver crawling out now. Getting a hold of Billy. He'll slam his head. Uh-oh, he's going for that iron post. Oh! I don't think he got his head, but he got his shoulder. Just slammed it, drove it right into the iron post. The crowd yelling, chanting, "We want Billy." Billy crawling back into the ring. Look at Rip Oliver. Man, he is a redhead right now. And a red face. Oliver going for the pile driver, and he's got it. Well, both men have gotten a pile driver on each other. Out goes Billy onto the floor. And now they're calling for the stretcher for Billy. Billy is out on the concrete floor. There's Billy Two Eagles. There's Carl Steiner, Moondog Moretti. They're putting Billy onto the stretcher. Now it's Billy Jack Haynes on the stretcher. And now they're carrying Billy Jack Haynes through the crowd. But Billy doesn't want any part of that stretcher. He crawled off. Carl Steiner yelling to Oliver, next time put him on the stretcher for good. Nick Kaniski over there. Jerry Sampson shouting encouragement to Billy Jack Haynes. Oliver coming down with a forearm smash across the back of the neck. Billy coming back to the right hand, landing right on the head of Rip Oliver. Oliver with a headbutt. I hurt him too. That was a headbutt that both men suffered. Oliver still trying to gain his senses. Oh, that didn't help. Billy came back with a right hand, connected right on the head of Rip Oliver. There goes the right foot. There goes the right hand. Billy Jack Haynes now getting things rolling again. Oliver just collapsed in the corner. Billy just kicking on him. Look at that. Just kicking on him. Back of his head. Both men are hurting. Oliver especially dazed, groggy, and he is really hurting. There goes Oliver into the ropes and another clothesline. Oliver is down. Oliver looks like he's out. Billy dropping that leg over the throat. Well, Billy is going for a pin. He's got a 3 count, but I don't think it's going to do the job. That does not constitute a victory. That might be a moral victory for right now, but that's not the way you win a stretcher match, as we understand it anyway. The winner is the one. Oh, man, look at that. Face first, nose first, into the mat, and now Rip Oliver's nose is bleeding. You don't win this match with a pin, with a 3 count pin. You win it by being the man that's left in the ring while your opponent is carried out of there on a stretcher. Oliver outside on his back on the floor. Billy Jack Haynes staying right on him, picking him up by his hair. Oh, a pile driver on the floor? You got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding. Billy Jack Haynes with a pile driver. On the concrete floor, a pile driver. That has got to do it. There's no way Rip Oliver is he's got to be out. He's got to be, I hope they've got an ambulance standing by, because that's Rip Oliver. Rip Oliver was just pile driven right into the concrete floor. There he is on his own carry-out stretcher. I don't even see him moving. I don't see him moving at all. They're just carrying him right through the crowd, heading for the dressing room. There's no way he's going to get up from that. Billy Jack Haynes with a pile driver on Rip Oliver on the concrete floor. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before. They've opened up the dressing room door back there. I think Oliver's unconscious. I think he's out cold. Did they make it back to the dressing room? I can't. Oh, Nick Kaniski and Carl Steiner are getting into it back there. They're shoving each other around. Well, we may have some whole lot of extracurricular activity back there. I can't tell what's happening. Rip Oliver is on his feet. Rip Oliver's on his feet. He's trying to come back through the crowd. Apparently they did not make it all the way back to the dressing room. Well, he had to have some help getting up out of that. Billy Jack Haynes is coming to the crowd to meet Rip Oliver. Rip Oliver on his feet just barely. Well, Billy's got him. Billy's got him. Into the ring goes Oliver. Well, they said that the loser has got to be carried all the way back to the dressing room or to an ambulance on the stretcher. Whoa, big elbow coming off the ropes. And Rip Oliver, I don't even know what's keeping him going right now. He just suffered a pile driver on the concrete floor. Oh, man. Billy Jack Haynes just picked up Oliver. Oliver kicked his foot and hit referee Sandy Barr. Sandy's laying outside on the concrete floor. Sandy may need the stretcher. Meanwhile, Billy Jack Haynes suplexed Rip. Oh, what a tremendous smash by Oliver. And he used the thumb, and he caught Billy right in the face or in the throat. It's hard to tell. That thumb landed right full. Oh, man, what a shot that was. Oliver's got something. He pulled something out of his trunks. He's brass knuckles. I think those are brass knuckles. And he just drove him into the top of the head of Billy Jack Haynes. Referee Sandy Barr now just finally getting back into the ring. Rip Oliver had some brass knuckles inside of his tights, took him out, and he just nailed Billy right on the head out there with those brass knuckles. I don't know if Billy's conscious right now. They're loading Billy onto the stretcher. Oh my goodness, I don't think I can take much more of this. I'm not going to have a voice. I just barely had a voice when we started tonight. My voice is going south. I hope it has a good time. There goes Billy. Billy Jack Haynes being carried out through the crowd on the stretcher. Rip Oliver in the ring with those brass knuckles inside the tights there. Now, I'm trying to keep an eye on Billy as they carry Billy through the crowd back towards the dressing room. Now, he's still on the stretcher. They're heading for the dressing room. Well, apparently, they got the door open, and I can't tell if they, that's it. Apparently, that's it. Apparently, that's it. They had to carry him through the door. I think Billy was unconscious or semi-conscious. He took those brass knuckles right on the side of the head. And the winner of our stretcher match, Rip Oliver, with a whole lot of help from those brass knuckles. But they said anything goes, and Oliver brought the brass knuckles into the ring, hidden in his tights. Take a look at Oliver. Does that look like a victor? Huh? Does that look like success? Well, this was his fight. It was his stretcher. And Billy Jack Haynes. Now, I think referee Sandy Barr wants... The crowd has told Sandy Barr that Oliver's got those brass knuckles in the tights. And Sandy wants to check Oliver. Oliver saying, no, I just used my fist. No way did he use his fist. Well, he used his fist all right, but he had brass knuckles. Now Sandy Barr, Sandy was trying to check him. Sandy got him. He got the brass knuckles. Boy, Oliver's getting out of there. In fact, Sandy's got the brass knuckles on. Sandy Barr got the brass knuckles away from Rip Oliver. Now what happens? Can they reverse the decision?
didn't expect a whole lot else from this. Started right out before the bell ever sounded. Finally, the referee just said, ring it, let's get this thing going. AWA Southern Tag Championship match. The Moondogs against the Rugged Fabulous Ones. The Moondogs represented a determined challenge before they ever got in the ring. But then following an incident where the Moondogs tore up the Fabulous Ones' coat, banged them on the head with those big dinosaur bones they got, split the head, blacked the eye of both Stan and Steve. Stan Lane and Steve Kern not used to being treated like that. They are really sitting on double ready and have let it out from the minute they hit that ring. Steve Kern pops the Moondog's head down on the knee of Stan Lane, and there's a tag on Stanley. Stan Lane with that back kick. Oh, and look at Kern. Flying across the ring, pumps the other Moondog down, but he gets up, puts a knee in Stan's back. Talking to Stan and Steve prior to the bout, they said the hardest thing about it, the black eyes and the cuts hurt, but explaining to Jackie Fargo and apologizing to him how the coats that the Fargos had worn had gotten torn up. That was the hardest thing about it. Stan whipped into the corner, the bigger of the two Moondogs. These are large gentlemen, I'll tell you. Moondogs don't have so much height. They are big, okay, but they are really solid. They got a lot of weight. They don't have anywhere near the symmetrical bodies that Stan and Steve do, but they outweigh them considerably. Stan Lane trapped in the ring. Jimmy Hart saying, get him, get him, get him. Fired up high on a backdrop. And they're going after that back, too. Southern Tag titles on the line. Headbutt, Stan on the rope. Steve hollering. He's way out of his corner. Now drifts back down the line as Stan Lane trying to fight back. He's double teamed, though, by the Moondog. Ooh. Steve pitches him off of there after a reverse neck breaker on Stan Lane. Pitches the Moondog off. They trade partners. One in, one out. Sunset flip. Stan Lane. Couldn't get any more than a 1 count on him. We're coming up on the 5-minute mark. Another 30 seconds. The corner while the bigger of the two Moondogs plants a knee in the midsection. There's the 5-minute call, 55 to wrestle. Moondog still working on Stan Lane, and Stan now trying to kick back, fight off those ropes. He's a long way away from Steve Kern. They have heavy punished him, and there's an atomic knee drop. Stan underneath the rope. The count would not have gone to 3 anyhow. Steve Kern didn't take any chances. He just put a foot in the side into that little business. And once again, Kern comes in to help his partner out. Stan's been in there too long with the punishing effect these Moondogs can have on you. Lane slammed hard in the jaw, shoots a right to the midsection, but he can't stop the big Moondog. He hasn't. Well, he gets double teamed for his effort, and the referee's trying to break him up. They missed the double clothesline. Stan jumped right over the top of the clothesline, almost took both arms right out of the socket. Steve saying, get up, get up, get up, Stan. Stan tags Steve Kern. The muscle man out of Tampa, Florida, comes in like a whirlwind. He has really been waiting for his shot at him. Stan Lane was just headbutted right off the ring apron. Steve's in there with both of them and doing very well, thank you. Slams their heads together. Southern Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Kern and Lane, the fabulous ones, defending against the rugged Moondogs of Jimmy Hart. Uh-oh, I see a bone in the other Moondog's hand. He's coming around after Stan Lane, and he bangs Lane in the head. Here comes Hart up. Lane pounding away. Look out from behind, Steve. Make that Kern. I said Lane. Kern pounding away. And for his troubles, he just got ripped with that huge bone. One of the ones the Moondogs carry, count of 1, 2, and that's going to be at 3. In 8 minutes, 35 seconds, we have new Southern Tag Champions. Jimmy Hart's Moondogs take over the title as they double team Steve Kern after having put Stan Lane out of the way with that big soup bone. So the new Southern Tag Champs, the Moondogs of the First Family, stand back in there with Steve. Steve laid out down there on the canvas. He was really slaughtered with that bone. Stan was hit on the outside of the ring. And the fabulous ones, with all the fury they had going against the Moondogs, fell victim to a little double-team chicanery by the Moondogs, who become the new Southern Tag Champions. Southern Heavyweight title on the line, and Kamala brought in by Jimmy Hart, slashing away at the King. What a huge one. Woo, I'd forgotten how big he was. Lawler, all 234 of them, heaved in the air and just thrown down on the mat. Ugandan version of the heart punch. Once again, and Lawler doubled over. Hart loving it. If there's anybody he dislikes, it's Jerry Lawler. His services are for hire, but not to Lawler and not to Neidhart. He made that very clear. The King whips a right in and doesn't hardly phase him. There's that characteristic move. He pats that big belly and stomps out there as he heads in to grab Lawler. Lawler again shooting a right. Nope, no effect. Now the King knows better, so if he goes into it with him, you can bet he's got something up his sleeve. Lawler zipped in with a right foot to the midsection. Kamala just pats that belly, and here he goes. Look at that. It's kind of an amazing move for a guy as huge as he is. Boy, and he is whacking Lawler. Going after that pressure point under the arm. Puts Lawler right to his knees. Kamala has, if you'll pardon me the expression, a native sense about how to put a guy away. He probably doesn't know that he's going after a particular pressure point, but he knows that it'll make a man's knees turn to water, and he puts Lawler down with it. Lawler shooting that thunderbolt of a right hand right to the midsection, and Kamala just wails him. You notice he's hitting more with a chop style, Randy, than he used to. He is using the edge of that hand, which is like being hit right over the head with a good board, solid.
Just thinking the same thing, Lance. Using the chops, Hart comes over again. He's really working the microphone a lot. Lance, I think what he's trying to do with Lawler, you know, he was with Idol earlier. He wants everybody to know that he's after Lawler and Neidhart both.
Kamala splashes on him. He's going to have to roll him over. He does. 1, 2, and Lawler kicks loose that right shoulder. Hart saying, "You're not through. Go get him. Go get him." King has made some shots at Kamala, but he has had no effect on him. Going at the throat. The referee finally gets him off of it. Grabs Lawler by the hair, straight up, pounds him down into the middle of the ring. Lawler then flying into him. 1, 2. Lawler kicks again, and this time the left shoulder comes up. To make a charge at Kamala. There comes the strap down. King swinging with everything he's got left. Yeah, and Kamala about to go over. off his feet yet. There he goes. Waller misses. And Kamala takes over again. Waller down on the concrete. Jerry got some great shots in on him, but then Kamala right back after him. Here he comes. On the timer's desk. Kamala slamming away. Goes for a choke with a mic cable. Well, that'll destroy that mic. Referee about to disqualify the challenger. Finally, Hart gets him back into the ring. Paul Morton counting away. He's at the 5 count on a 10 count. Jerry's going to have to hurry. Staggers back to the ring and climbs up on the apron when Kamala breaks the count. Maybe in for another one. Oh, right into that ring post. And once again, Lawler right over the timer's table this time. He hits the floor right on top of a chair and bounces off that concrete. Well, I'll tell you what, Hart's hollering Southern champion. He's going to be a disqualified one. Kamala grabs Lawler, bounces his head again off that table, and the referee makes a believer out of him, gets him back in the ring. The King very close to losing that title again to Kamala, staggering back to the ring. Kamala from behind. Lawler just being belted unmercifully by Kamala. He has just blistered him. Nailed him with those chops. Jerry is going to have a difficult time getting it back. And again, Kamala after him. Slams his head into that bell. And Lawler may have been caught in the right eye with that one. The referee, I think, is telling Hart, now you better get him back in the ring or I'm going to disqualify him. Here comes Kamala. Lawler nailed him with Hart's chair. Bounced him on the floor. He hit him twice right in the head. Count of 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And that's going to be it. Be the champion and win the $10,000. It will be paid out on the spot. $100 bills. And there goes the first elimination from ring 1. First elimination out of ring 1. Keith Robertson quickly followed followed by the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Dutch Mantell eliminates himself as he goes after Savage. There will be 100 different calls and battles as there's, whoa, Mark Batten of the New Generation fired over. Dusty Woods nailed into ring 2. Johnny Wilhoit, the other half of the New Generation, fires into ring 2. We'll eliminate it to one man left in ring 1, one in ring 2. An over-the-top rope elimination. Boy, Randy, this is some kind of action going on in there.
I'm telling you, lads, unbelievable two-ring triple champ battle royal. There goes Ron Sexton, eliminated in ring 2. Ron Sexton to ring 2. The action continues as Lanny Poffo eliminated and Tommy Rich is also eliminated. Look at this action. Eddie Gilbert eliminated from the Battle Royal. Johnny Wilhoit. There goes the animal. 10,000 big ones at stake for this Battle Royal, as our cameras try to keep up with all this exciting action. It's down to Rick Rude, Mr. Ito, and Pork Chop Cash. There goes Pork Chop Cash eliminated. Rude and Ito eliminated. There goes Ito. Rick Rude, the winner of ring 1. Rick Rude, winner of ring 1. Back in ring 2, the action continues as John King has been eliminated. John King eliminated. There goes one of the Hollywood Blondes, Keith Roberson. Lawler and Dutch working on Savage. Spoiler dumped out. Batten eliminated and Randy Savage. Rick Rude all alone as he wins ring 1 as the action continues in the second ring. Dutch Mantell eliminated. Lanny Poffo also eliminated. Neidhart's been eliminated. There goes the Nightmare. Ring 2 now. Lawler, Ron Sexton, one of the Hollywood Blondes. Sexton eliminated. Ron Sexton. Torres. And there goes the Hollywood Blonde. And Rude turns him over.
Calhoun and Lawler bumped heads, and Rude had him covered, but the referee, Jerry Calhoun, still down.
Rude's over trying to help up the referee.
Look out, Lawler. Whoa, a ball of fire.
He got him, Lance. 7:57.